Under the tongue root, a fight most dread, and yet another raging behind in the head.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fluffenhammer. Roll the music!
That was nice. That was a really short and sweet one.
Now, do you know what that's from?
What's it from?
Star Wars.
You're absolutely correct, Andy, it is. So, think, if I give you this noise. Kora, Mata, Kora, Rahatama. Does anyone know what that is?
Batu Barata Nikto? What's that? No.
That is
No, that's a different thing.
That's the first line for the lyrics for Duel of the Fates from Phantom Menace.
Oh, it has lyrics? I thought it was just people screaming, wailing
People
into
making
the void.
noise, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Kora, Mata, Kora, Ratamaha. Yep. And basically,
That's cool.
these are, for all intents and purposes, what John Williams did was he played around with Welsh poetry to get the choral sound that he wanted. And if you translate and squint, that's what you get.
Hey,
It's a
interesting.
really nice poem, isn't it?
I knew episode 1 was bad for a reason, but I could never put my finger on it, and now I can Welsh. I'm fucking Welsh.
It's cool. It's one of those things that I wonder if this actually has lyrics, and that was a rabbit hole I fell down for about 3 or 4 days. Hello, everybody. As always, I am Adam. With me today is Andy.
Blah, 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 blah.
Dying slowly in a corner. Well, dead.
He's already dead. I was going to say, he can't die. He's already dead.
I
That
wish.
which is dead can never die.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
can
don't
you
tell me
die?
that. I
Is
hope
that
so.
possible?
I hope so.
In Stranger Eons, Andy can get a lie in.
Is that a double meaning?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
I'm allowed to lie once, and that's it. No more lies. And I've never been called Andy the Truth Teller. That's for sure.
Andy the Truth Seeker. He spends his days on the top of your house screaming, liar, liar,
Liar!
like a shrieking gargoyle. Shitting in your bushes. And also, George.
Hello. I don't think I could top that intro, so I'm just going to say hi and we can get on with it, yeah?
You don't want to shit in a bush with me?
No, that's
Wow.
really not my bag.
We can hold hands and look at each other deeply in the eyes while pooping intensely.
No.
No?
I'm sure, there's an internet site for it, but no.
Not fetish. It's just what
It's not
guys
for me.
do.
No,
Just
it's
what
not
men
for
do.
me.
Bush.com.
Do you not remember that amazing movie Cthulhu that we saw where 2 men beat each other up under a bridge together?
Yes. Yes, I remember that. That was a moment that came out of nowhere.
What was it called? Was it just called
It was
Cthulhu?
just
And it
called
had like next to
Cthulhu.
nothing. Yeah, it had next to nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was very, very strange film, that one.
Don't think
Yeah.
I've seen that one. Don't think I want to.
It's not very good. It's kind of
No,
boring.
it doesn't sound good.
It was trying to be arty, and as a result,
Right.
it was nothing.
The tugging off
dear.
under the bridge was the best part about it, I think. It's the most
Right,
memorable
okay.
part. I don't remember
Okay.
anything else about it apart from that because it was so weird. It just came out of
Okey-dokey.
nowhere.
So, Andy, the days that we were doing Lurkers in the Lobby.
That's what they said. Sorry.
Yeah.
The days we were doing Lurkers in the Lobby when we did that deep dive into all the films based loosely on the works of H.P. Lovecraft.
There's a
Yeah.
lot more than you think, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
we got
lot out there.
I think we got about 20 episodes out of it.
Yeah.
We could have done more.
Easily. We could
Easily.
easily go back.
You
now
know,
and
you
do
know how
another
to
20.
narrow it down. You narrow it down by looking for the good ones, and then there's
We
about
didn't.
3.
We didn't do that.
Did we do She? I can't remember if we did She or not.
Don't think so. That doesn't
No.
sound familiar.
No, it's worth it just for John Rhys Davis saying, "She's dead. She's dead."
Oh well, there's a mark of certain quality if John Rhys Davies is in it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
young John Rhys Davies as well.
Oh.
Pre-sliders.
Oh my God, he was in Ripper, you know.
Yes.
Oh my
Um,
God.
we did do Necronomicon, the anthology film.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was quite fun.
And the bit where the creatures were drinking bone marrow, which was pretty creepy.
That's kind of cool.
That
Yeah.
was nasty. That was real. That was
They were
actually quite
making it was like proper milkshake sucking sounds. That was funny. Kind of disturbing though. But
So they got the Foley
cool.
guys to just go out to the local McDonald's, you know.
I
and
guess
get, like,
probably, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
David Warner to do a version of Cold Air. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was neat.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember. I know we did the silent one, didn't we? The silent Call of Cthulhu.
Yes, yeah, that was
and
really
that was-
good.
that
We
was really
also
good.
did Lurkers in the Dark, Watchers in the Dark. What was it called? From the same people.
Yes, it was.
If it's Lovecraft, it'd be the Lurker in the Dark, wouldn't it?
I'm trying to. Was it the
Or the
Lurker in the
Watchers,
Dark?
Watchers in the. Was it?
Hang on.
Hmm.
It was the
There's
H.P.
one of them.
Lovecraft Historical Society that made it.
Have they done any
Interesting.
more? Maybe they've done more since then.
I don't know actually.
It's been like 10,000 years since we did Lurkers in the Lobby, so.
Yeah, I mean that's 12 years ago now, isn't it?
Oh my God!
Yeah, whole lifetime, right? Good God.
Mm.
I'm trying not to press my
Whisper in the
screaming
Darkness. That's the one that did.
Whisper in the Darkness.
Yeah, so
That's
Call of
Whisper in the
Cthulhu,
Darkness.
Whisper
Okay.
in the Darkness.
It was
They've
pretty
done a-
decent, for a fan-made thing, effectively.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they've done loads. Cool Air. The Testimony of Randolph Carter. Now that could be quite. If that's in the same.
Yes, that could be interesting.
Yeah. A DVD that's just the best of H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm game.
5 DVDs that
Okay.
are the best of the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival.
Wow. Are they actually good
Wow.
ones, though?
Don't know, but they're 15 quid each, and I'm very tempted.
15 quid, all right.
And they've done a version of. They've done a German. What?
What do you
Yeah,
see with
they
your
have.
eyes?
So what they've done is, from the looks of this, they've made a German language 1920s Color Out of Space.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about Call of Cthulhu and Whisper in the Darkness is that they made them era appropriate. So they made the Call of Cthulhu as if it had been made in the late 20s. So it's a silent film. Just words come up on boards every now and again. Whisper in the Darkness was like more of a 40s film. And
Yeah.
They got it all down perfectly. Absolutely
That's
perfectly.
cute. That's
Yeah.
cute.
So if they've done one that's like a German expressionist film, like
Yeah,
Metropolis,
yeah.
then I am in.
Have they
Actually-
got German Nick Cage in it?
Oh
I
my
wish.
God.
I would,
Oh my
I would
God.
love to see Nick Cage in a Fritz Lang style movie. That
Would
would
be neat.
I mean, there is a connection there. He was in the Color Out of Space, wasn't he? He
He
was
was,
pretty
yeah.
good. He was pretty good. I like that film.
considering who it was made by, it
Well, and also considering that they went for that story, which is technically one of the hardest things to visualize, because that's the whole point of the color, right? You're not meant to be able to see it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
too. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have an analog, so you can't actually sort of visually represent it. But they
No.
did a fair old job. They did
Yeah.
it well.
Yeah, purple into green into black. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
quite smart. And then you have the entire sequence with the mother and the son, which was
Exactly right. The
holy
real
fuck,
shock and awe moment, right?
that's out with me for weeks. Like
And you
Family
got,
love.
weeks.
yeah, you got Nick Cage actually putting in a fairly decent performance there.
Yeah, 'cause he paid his
dialing
taxes
it
at that
down a
point.
bit. You know.
Yeah, but at that point, Nick Cage had paid all of his taxes, so he was now picking up films he wanted to do.
He
Rather
actually wanted to do,
Yeah.
rather than bad sort of like evangelical Christian movies, you know,
Yeah.
adaptations of Left Behind and shit like that.
Oh, that film's bad.
Oh my God. Well, it's based on something that's
Yeah.
bad from a group of people that are bad. So, you know.
Well, you know that's the case because Hercules has been making like side sequels to
Yeah.
it for years now.
Oh my
Good old
God.
Peanut. But you know what? It isn't bad,
What?
right? Because I think I want to have a quick chat about this. True Detective season 1. I know I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind the times here, but I've just
Quite a
finished
ways
watching-
behind the times, but yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
10
Why? How old season 1?
10 years.
Oh my god!
Oh
10
my
years,
god.
yeah.
2014 it was on.
2014. Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's
very nice.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I think
scary.
It's
it
the kind
is.
of thing where I kind of envy people seeing it for the first time.
Well, I watched that first episode and I was just like, what?
Yeah,
What is this? This is
what is happening?
because it starts making these weird allusions to the King in Yellow and all that type
Yep.
of stuff, Carcosa and everything, which is really weird because I just finished rereading the King in Yellow last week. So every time I read the entirety of the King in Yellow, because I've just got the annotated King in Yellow,
hmm
which is a really good book, and I recommend anyone read it. It's done by the guys who published Delta Green to go along with their
hmm
Possible Landscapes release. When I read King in Yellow the first time back in like 2000 or so, I found like the King in Yellow kept turning up everywhere I was looking, and it was real freaky. And so once again, I reread it, and then
Yeah, lo and
Carcosa,
behold,
yeah,
lo
gets
and
mentioned.
behold.
It's like,
hmm
great.
Oh,
Which of course,
it's that wonderful tightrope trick that they do where it never quite tips over,
hmm
never goes full supernatural, and I love it for that.
yes,
And I think it's really, really fucking clever, really beautifully done, elegant, really elegant.
hmm and it's
And I mean, my God, the dynamic between McConaughey and
yeah,
oh my gosh, it's
Woody
just
Harrelson.
incredible. Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson, right? It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible.
One of the things that blew my mind is lies. Because
hmm
the entire idea of Carcosa is it's an alternate place. It's a reality separate from
hmm
our own. But all the way through the series, the first half of the series, anyhow, it puts so much stock in how your lies create a different series of events.
Right.
Their lies throughout, they start off as little lies, but by the time you get to halfway through, they have
Uh-huh.
fabricated an entire sequence of events, which is very important to the story. And if
Yeah.
they didn't, the entire thing goes a very different way. But
Uh-huh.
they've created that alternate reality through their own lies, and the lies they tell themselves, the lies they
Yep.
tell each other, the lies that Hart tells his wife constantly.
Yeah.
Um, and once reality comes smashing in, those fake realities get broken down completely. And one of
hmm
the things that blew
hmm
my mind about it is you start off the series thinking that Rusty is an ass and Hart is the good guy, but then you realize no,
No.
Rusty's broken and Hart is also broken in a completely different way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not that simple, is it? It's
No.
really beautiful. It's really beautifully done. I mean, even in fiction, you very rarely come across characters who articulate like almost perfectly the certain things about the way you view the world. And
hmm
Russ does that all the time in True Detective season 1. He is like my spirit animal, you know? There are certain sequences, when he's being interviewed, when it flashes forward,
hmm
and he's being interviewed by the cops. And some of the things he comes out with, I'm like, I remember thinking that exact thing. I remember thinking that exact thing at certain points in my life. Um, yeah, it's a very clever, very smart show, and it's also very brave. It plays with a lot of really dark ideas, um, and is fearless about them. It's fearless about stating them. There's a nihilism at the heart of it, like an existential nihilism, and it's
hmm
really beautifully conveyed. I mean, very
Oh
eloquently
yeah.
conveyed.
Well, it's nihilism by small cuts. Every single person in that is broken down and has
Mhm,
been made into a shattered human being by just these thousands of tiny events that kept happening. And Hart's wife breaks because of the sheer amount of infidelity that he
mhm.
keeps doing, and he keeps lying about it. And every time he gets found out, he finds a way back. And then until he doesn't, yeah. And
Yeah, and then you've got the nihilism of the metaphysics, that Ross
yeah.
spells out, where it's like you are going to be doing this again and again and again and
hmm
again and again and again, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
No.
There's nothing you can really do about it, and you don't even have agency. You can't change it. This is not like a parable where it's urging you to, "Oh, make the most of your existence because you're gonna be doing it again." It's not saying that. It's
No.
saying you have no agency. You
hmm
have no control here.
No.
Everything you think is a decision, everything you think is a choice is a delusion. It's a delusion.
hmm it's a stunning piece of work. It really is. We started season
Yeah.
2 and lasted half an episode. Went nope.
Yeah. Season 2 is a weird one. Wait, if you really can wrench yourself away from season 1 and divorce yourself from it, it's
Mhm.
kind of okay. It's never good, but it just doesn't hold a candle to that first
No.
season, and very little does, you know?
I've heard season 4's worth watching, so we might just skip 2 and 3 and go straight to 4.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 4, so,
I'm also a fan of Jodie
intriguing.
Foster, so
Yeah, absolutely. Jodie Foster's in it, isn't she? So I'm kind of into
I
that.
hear that this pushes the supernatural element a little bit more and connects back into season 1 of True Detective. So interesting, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has
I'm
everyone
not
been
sure.
up to?
Oh my god.
Let's get into what people have been up to. Because Andy, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you been up to? What you been doing? I've seen your bathroom.
What?
That wasn't
yeah. Today, we've men have came round to my house and stripped my bathroom, taken all the stuff out, ready for not tomorrow but Thursday when it's gonna get all redone and rejigged. Which is necessary because my shower's been broken there for a good number of years. I don't even remember how many years, quite a few years at this point. And whoever did it originally, like more than 20 years ago, did a fucking terrible job.
I saw the pictures. Jesus.
It was really bad. This is why you don't get contractors recommended by social services for a disabled person, because they'll choose shit people.
Yeah.
They'll choose shit people. So I've got the people who did my windows also do bathrooms and kitchens. It's another branch of their business. So they're going to be coming and doing my bathroom soon. So I'll have a nice new place to poo, which is nice. And I'll have a shower, which I won't need to share with my grandfather, which will be nice because it means whenever I want, I can have a shower without disturbing him, which will be nice.
That would be very nice.
Yes. Apart from that, I have got in the post today the Joy Toys Thousand Suns Contempted Dreadnought.
Oh, God.
Dude.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's
huge.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Right.
I put him standing next to Armin, and he's a significant amount taller than Armin, which is kind of neat. I'm trying to think of like a comparison transform-wise. I can't think of any. I think he's smaller than Magmatron, but he's a chunky, hefty boy with a lot of articulation to him. Lots of nice detail too. He looks like the Forge World model, so he looks great.
Yeah.
He's got decent amount of articulation. There's a few points, like I wish he had a thigh swivel. He has no thigh swivel, which is a bit of a shame. But apart from that, he's got like toe bend, heel bends, the ankle joints and rockers. You can even move his little tiny head inside his recessed body.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing to do. You grab the little pointy bit coming off the center of his forehead crest. They kind of turn it just because it is kind of
swivel.
Yeah, because it is super recessed in there, as most of the Contemptors are. He's got the giant is it a Kopesh they have? Because it's not exactly.
Yes, it's a Prosperine Kopesh.
Yeah, he's got the giant Kopesh on the Power Fist with the double bolters. I think it's just the general look for how they are. So he's got the giant twin linked auto cannon on his arm as well. It's great. It's really fun.
Excellent stuff. Oh God, that's brilliant stuff.
I like him a lot. He's got his little dangly what do you call them? Little bits of parchment as well. The tabard is not as pliable. It's pretty pliable, but it doesn't need to be because it's between his cock and balls. So it doesn't have to be. The little stringy bits are very, very pliable, so they're not going to get in the way of leg articulation or anything like that. I would have taken some pictures today, but with men around, there was no real time to. I also picked up a Rogue Trader as well, and the season pass, but I haven't had time to play yet. So I got both of them for 24 quid. So that was nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
very cool.
I decided on the season pass because the first DLC is like 9 quid, and the the season pass was 10 quid, and I was like, well, there's probably going to be more DLC in the future, so £1 more. Yeah, all right, yeah, why not?
That's cool.
But I don't know how it is. I haven't played it yet, but I hear good things.
I keep hearing that Rogue Trader is very much worth a play, and maybe one day I will get round to it.
You'll need a PC that doesn't explode.
Yeah, well, with the way things are going, hopefully in the new year I will get a sizable chunk of cash from the sales of the book, and I will buy a new PC. end of
Hey.
January, beginning of February. So, woohoo! This is me dancing. Yay!
Think of all the games you're not going to play on it.
Yeah, because I'll have a PC with no time. But it'll be quieter when we record these things, so that's worth doing.
What you could do is you could get in a Dreamcast emulator and play all your favorite Dreamcast games.
I
do
desperately
that.
want to buy a Dreamcast and then mod it to have a SD drive. So you just pull the Dreamcast games on it and just have a Dreamcast with all the Dreamcast games on. And then just play Dreamcast games.
Or then
That
the
sounds fun.
emulator.
I could do that, but I kind of like the Dreamcast noise.
You could get the emulator and just play that MP3 soundbite on YouTube.
It seems like
Yeah,
a
for
lot of work.
authenticity. Yeah.
That seems like a fuck off. That seems like a lot of work. What a dick.
It's like if
a
you
lot of work.
emulate the Amiga, isn't it? You know, you want the loading sounds. You know, you want it to make that noise when it's loading up the floppy disks. Yeah.
Absolutely. The sound of somebody just breaking the necks of raccoons.
Yeah. I miss that sound.
Me too. The Dreamcast.
The Amiga or the next breaking?
Oh, both, but the Amiga primarily.
Yeah.
Poor raccoons. George back in his youth breaking raccoon necks. George really didn't like the cartoon. Send him off on a real bad tangent.
Tell you to fucking run with us.
Yeah, I like the song, not necessarily the cartoon.
Imagine if, like, the raccoons accidentally called up Captain Power.
Bert's voice.
There was no guns, there was no explosions, it wasn't a show.
Exactly,
I
there were
watched.
monsters. There was no
No.
monsters. I wasn't interested. It was all too domestic for me.
But it was perfect Sunday morning TV.
Was it?
Oh, that's
Well,
when
it
Channel
was
4
in the
showed
sense that, like, nothing happened and you don't
Yeah.
really need to watch it, you know?
But then, not long after, you got This Morning with Richard Not Judy, which was a
Oh my
great show.
God.
So.
It's got that sort of feeling of, like, David the Gnome and that kind of thing, doesn't it, you know? But it's all very soft and, you know, not very eventful, really.
Fine for, like, young kids, like 4, 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
I haven't
I
tried
wanted
JoJo with the
explosions.
raccoons.
Do you not like it?
No, sorry, I haven't tried it with.
Oh, you
no,
haven't?
yet.
Okay.
But I think we might have spoiled it because we've watched things like Transformers Prime.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might have been a weird way to go.
He just saw it one day and went, what's that? It's like Transformers Prime. I think it might be a bit old for you. No, I'm a big boy. Right. I mean, not as bad as when we watched the anime Haunted House together. That's when you know you fucked up. Whoopsie daisy.
Animated Haunted House.
There's an anime called Haunted House. It's on the kids' YouTube. So I
And
thought,
it's not for kids.
well, it is, but for older
But
kids.
not. Yeah.
First 3 episodes, really good. It's basically Pokemon with ghosts, and this goblin turns up, and he's like, yeah, use this. And then each time they use the ghost, they caught the last episode to catch the next ghost. And then you get to the woman who fell off a balcony from trying to save her son, and her and a spider fell together, and now she's become a spider ghost, and she's eating children, and you get to stop off. And
I kind of like that.
It's really, really quite good. It's just that
bit young.
whoopsie, you
Yeah.
know? It's akin to me suddenly putting The Descent on. You know, that's the level that it suddenly hits. Yeah.
Well, if you don't want your son to go caving, The Descent is a great movie.
Right. That is exactly, yeah. If anything's going to stop them doing that.
Yeah, to be fair, common sense should make you not want to go caving. In my opinion. And then you watch The Descent and go, I'm happy with the decisions I've made throughout my life. You know, I don't need to do it.
What's George been up to then recently?
Cripes! Lots of death guards. You know, they've still the Nurgle bug has really got me. I'm afraid. So I got my Great and Clean one, my new Great and Clean one. He's friggin' insane. I mean, the size of that thing really shocked me. He's like Titan scale. He's massive. Brilliant model. I mean, I love the last one, the Trish Morrison one.
Yeah.
Lots of time for that. This is better. This is just a million times better. It's so wonderful to have in hand. And
How
it's
long
just
has that one
it's
been
like,
out now? Is it really old? No, not really old.
This what the current one.
Yeah.
It was it featured one Christmas, didn't it, as the Christmas reveal. I can't remember, but it's a while now. It is one of the older greater demons now, isn't it?
Mm.
Because the last one was the greater demon of Slaanesh, I believe.
Was it? Did it come out
The Keeper of
before
Secrets.
Age of Sigmar? Or was it during Age
No.
of
No, it was
Sigmar?
after. It was
It was
during Age of
after.
Sigmar. Yeah,
Okay.
it's during because it's part of the Maggotkin range,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
But I got him, and I'm just converting him to fit in with my Death Guard now. So lots of worms and things. He's
Mm-mm.
brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. One of my favorite kits for a good long while. Painting some Death Guard to finish my little Plague Champion as my test miniature. Now I've got others set up and ready for their next wash. I think there's going to be like 5 washes on the damn thing before I get properly started because that's the way it is. Got some plague bearers as well. I'm mucking about with them. I've been like using the bits from the plague bearers to turn the Terminators from Leviathan into Blightlord Nurgle Terminators, and that's been fun.
Oh, cool.
That's been a lot of fun. Just cutting the plague bearer bellies a little bit, and attaching them to the front of the Terminators, filling in the gaps with blue and green stuff. Then the Nurgle, the plague bearer heads, they fit really nice into the Terminator recess, so that works very well. A little bit of green stuff to make them, a bit dirtier and nastier and fleshier, and hey ho, there you are.
There you are, just a load of flesh hanging out of your Terminators.
I'm gonna have lots of Terminators by the end of this, thanks to Andy. Lots of Nurgle Terminators because I bought from him the Lord Felthus set
Yeah.
of
Whatever that one
the
was called.
Terminators, and I've also got my own set of Blightlord Terminators, and I'm going to be turning the Leviathan guys into Blightlord Terminators. So I'm going to have
Nice.
like a Death Guard that's primarily Terminator based,
Are you
which
can
in
make
tech you
any of
can
them
do.
Deathshroud?
Oh yeah, I would love to do some. I mean, I would definitely want some Death Shroud because they are like the best Terminators one-on-one. They're probably the best Terminators in the game.
And you do have
They
Morty
kick
as well, right? So
ass.
he kind of needs
Yep.
it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. No,
No, he
I mean,
does. He needs his little
no,
friends, little
no.
cuddly boys to hug.
Morty needs no one. Morty is
No,
a lone wolf.
he
But
needs
no,
the,
you're
the
right.
the Death Shroud to pick them up and give them a smooch and go, "I love you, son." Your little wife.
Yeah, he
I
does need his
need the
Death
death
Shroud.
shroud just to make me some breakfast.
Oh yeah, little Death Shroud chefs serving him tea in the morning.
Serving
Mucus
him with
tea.
Oh,
Would you like eggs, my lord? I want them rancid.
But no, I'm definitely going to get some Death Shroud because they're ace.
Yeah,
I mean,
get
my
some
God.
tea. And pop a big old zit into the tea.
Oh, it's a tea, yes.
Tell you what I do need to do, Andy. I need to put that Plague Burst crawler that I bought from you
Oh
together.
yeah, yep.
The tank. I need to put that
Uh,
together.
That's the big one, right? Rather than the
Yeah,
smaller one.
the big mortar tank. Yeah,
Yeah.
the big demon engine. They're very good as well at the moment. In the game. So yes, I want a couple of them. And
Do you
I
reckon you
just
could
like.
stuff a creature into the barrel so it's like poking out,
Well,
looking happy?
what I was thinking is there's just going to be like tons of worms coming out of the barrel,
Hmm.
and then across the front, I'm going to sculpt like a demonic face, like it's stretched across the front.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun because I like demon engines to be properly demon, like old school. Like they used to
Yep,
be in
yep,
Epic
yep.
when they were crazy, when they had like faces forcing their way out of them and fleshy
Are you
bits.
gonna
I
buy
like
like
that.
teeth and like stick the
Yeah,
teeth into it?
exactly that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I
It's
I
like
one
don't
of
know
them
that.
how
we can
much
all
teeth cost
agree.
though. Are teeth expensive to
Well,
buy? Like,
actual
what's the-
teeth.
Well, not real teeth, but like prosthetic teeth where you can. Yeah, because I know you can buy like fake teeth.
Yeah, actually, I can't
Are they
imagine that
expensive?
expensive. I can't imagine so. Not
I wouldn't have.
really.
I'd hope not.
Yeah, next to real teeth, you find out real teeth are cheaper.
Yeah, just a graveyard, a spade. There you go. You can find them.
Yeah. Well, that's just another Sunday night for me, isn't it? So,
Yeah, true.
it's fine,
You
kill two
there,
birds with one stone.
what you doing? Oh, I'm just digging up some dead. Oh, carry
Oh,
on.
it's you, George. You carry on.
You boy, what day is it? It's digging up the dead day, sir. Oh, good, I didn't miss it.
Teeth day.
You know
But
that
no, it's
cemetery
all,
around the corner
you
with the
know,
biggest corpse in it?
bizarrely, despite the confirmation of the Emperor's Children that we've had, it's all been Death Guard lately.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
that will
future's
change.
future's Emperor's Children are like future George problem. Current George has a different problem.
Exactly. The thing is, because now we know they're imminent, it's actually very hard to do anything for the Emperor's Children because you don't know what's going to be
Yeah.
in the Codex,
Yeah,
right?
you don't want to touch it.
It's why I
Exactly.
stopped doing
Mm.
Skaven. at the beginning of the
Right.
year. The moment I went, hang on, they're going to make new Skaven for this,
Mm-hmm.
I stopped everything Skaven based.
Yeah.
Now
I mean, I
roll
can't
out
wait.
Skaven.
Don't get me wrong, I can't wait. And they're being very coy about it, aren't they? Like little
Mhm.
teasers. We've seen the shoulder pads and whatnot, but we haven't seen anything really concrete yet. But
No, not yet.
I mean, there's some weird rumors floating around out there. Unlike the other, apparently, unlike the other cult codices where you've got that sort of classic main troop choice. Death God have their Plague Marines, World Eaters have their Corn Berserkers, Thousand Sons have their Rubricae. Reportedly, in the Emperor's Children Codex, Noise Marines are not going to be the only principal troop choice. They're going to get like a legionary equivalent, like a generic Chaos Space Marine equivalent, which is
Okay.
interesting.
Very. I wonder what the hell that's going to be.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense though, because the Emperor's Children in the army lists they've had have always been sort of closer structurally to like the mainstream Chaos Space Marines. They've always had like normal legionaries backed up by Noise Marines rather than Noise Marines being the troop.
Yeah.
So it does kind of make sense.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, me too. There's lots of weird rumors floating around out there at the moment. Purportedly, they're going to get like something that's like the eight bound in the
On the
World
corn.
Eater
Yeah.
Codex. Something akin to them, but Slaneshi. They're supposed to be like
Ooh.
Slaneshi swordsmen that are possessed by demons.
Do you reckon
Kinda
you
cool.
could change one to have crochet needles?
I
He's artistic
suppose
and he
you could.
stabs and he
Suppose you could.
knits people's intestines into like cute animals.
Anything is possible with the
Yeah.
Emperor's Children. You can do what you like. So,
He just makes hand puppets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Out of people.
Out of people, yeah.
After
Or
I've
animals,
done
huh?
it, I'll make a
But no,
puppet.
yeah, it's very exciting. I'm
Anthony
sure.
Colbert. Are you saying Anthony Colbert from Sooty and Sweep could be its Noise Marine or an Emperor's Children Marine?
I'm saying that Matthew Corbett didn't die. He
Matthew
just went
Colbert.
back. He just went back home.
That'd be great. I'd like to see that. I want to see Emperor's Children, Matthew Colbert. Emperor's Children, Sooty and Sweep and Sue.
I've told you my
Oh
plans
my
for
God.
my Mr. Blobby King in Yellow
That's right.
crossover thing. So
Yeah.
You could go full CITV themed and have one Neil Buchanan as well. That'd be cool.
This is an art attack.
This is an art attack.
stabbing
And
you
you
with
could-
paintbrushes. This is
You
an
could have
art.
Yeah,
that.
right.
You could have that stupid bust, and it would be a living head because he's still not being killed. A dark Eldar technique.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
dear.
actually a decent idea for an army.
Yeah, art attack based. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could get away with that. You could
Or,
get away with that.
like you said, George, like all ITV children's show
Oh
based.
my God. Yeah,
That'd be
I mean, that would
great.
be fun. That would be fun. I'm thinking
Yeah.
Nightmare. I'm thinking Dreamstone.
Mhm.
I'm
would you
thinking
use
Huxley
Nightmare?
Pig.
Would you not use Nightmare maybe for Thousand Sons?
Yeah, could do.
I don't know.
Definitely could do.
Yeah.
According
my
to
God.
Finn on the Twitch channel, he's seen Matthew Corbett play guitar in a local music shop, so he's definitely an aspiring noiseman.
Hey!
Oh.
Hey, excellent. There we
Lovely.
are. Confirmation. Slanesh worshipper.
Did we need confirmation? We invent things wildly all the time. We don't need anyone to tell us we're right.
But no, I mean, obviously very excited. And they'll be like the next cult legion that I start collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Are
The
you
other
ever gonna
army
do
that I've
World
got to,
Eaters?
I am going to get Angron, and it will spill over from there.
Yay.
Got to get Angron, but I've got the
Yes.
other two, and I'm obviously going to get Fulgrim, so you've got to get Angron.
Yeah.
And he's beautiful, isn't he? I mean, he's a stunning miniature. So I'm just trying to think of what to do with him. I'm, how to paint him up. I don't necessarily want to go down the classic route of the red. I'm thinking like black, like coal.
Or like
something like that.
Belago.
Ooh.
Yeah, like Be'lakor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You could do black with just these little tiny red lines all the way through, like cracking.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see
Or
like the
Balrog.
orange burning on the like the Balrog. Yeah.
Ah, neat.
I think
That
that'd look
works.
rather cool on Angron.
That would. It would take ages, but it'd be worth doing.
Yeah, so much fun. I mean, so much fun.
Nah,
Mhm.
easy.
Have you seen him on the battlefield, by the way, in 10th?
Yes, he's a monster.
Nuts.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can resurrect as well, it's
Mm.
fucking mental. It's mental. All you need to do is get 3 sixes on your corn roll, your blessings of corn roll, and you can resurrect him, you can bring him back.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh my god, it's back, and it can deep strike, and it's got all its wounds back, and it's gonna
Mhm.
kill everything in my army again.
You get that the boss music suddenly has lyrics to it.
Mhm,
It's like,
mhm.
oh, oh no.
It's still not the baddest Primarch out there, though. That goes to Magnus. He's a
Yeah.
bastard in this edition. Wait till the Codex comes out. He's getting the nerf hammer. I'm telling you, he's getting the nerf back really, really hard.
I've heard that the tower doing pretty well in this edition as well.
They are by all accounts, which is
Really
nice.
doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see. I mean, they did dominate ninth as well, but hey,
Yes, yes. Everyone always dislikes the tower, but right now I'm looking at them going,
Mm.
actually, the
I
tower doing all right.
I got the 10th Ed Tau Codex, and it is the first Tau Codex that I've owned, and I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to read because it was a bit
Yeah.
different, It was
Mm.
nice to get a bit more depth and background on an area that I'm not that au fait with in the 40k universe. It was
Well,
cool.
the recontextualized the tower a little bit for 10th,
Oh yeah.
and it works. It works really well.
Oh, they did, yeah. They're not all they seem or proclaim to be.
Ooh.
There's a lot of like dystopian conspiracy stuff going on in the Tau,
Mhm.
which is really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Uh,
Their elders are lying to them,
yeah,
basically.
everyone's lying to them. I think for myself, I should really just start off with going. So that's a full set of Lego D&D figures.
Oh, did you use the
Hey.
codes I gave you?
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Thanks to WH
Oh,
Smith's now having Toy Master in it, I managed to get the ones I was missing. So that's a full D&D Lego set.
that's
You're gonna get some
brilliant. They
dupes though, right?
Say again?
You're gonna get some dupes, right? Because you gotta get more
Yeah.
mind flayers at
Yeah, I'm
least.
gonna have more mind
Obviously,
players.
yeah.
And my favourite one being, of course, the Lady of Pain.
Obviously,
Because
yeah.
who would have
Just
thought you'd
keep
have
her
a
away from the
lady?
others. Don't
But
look at her. I mean, she won't like being touched, Adam.
well, she won't go back on a stand either. Oh no.
I can tell you. Bloody hell.
You can just go over there. I really like the halfling with his big flower stick. He's
Up,
awesome.
Up,
up,
Um,
up. Up, up, up.
up. There you go.
That's cute.
mm,
That is
Oh,
a
that
nice
is
flower
that,
stick.
that is cute, actually. I like that.
but yeah, I mean, all of them are really, really good. But of course, special mention goes to Strahd.
Oh, is Strahd there?
Yep.
Oh, there he is with his wine glass. Brilliant.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets.
But yeah, I'm really glad I've got them because now I'll get a couple of other bits and bobs, and then I'm going to try and play Brick Quest with Joseph.
Oh, nice.
Hey, fabulous.
Let's put them up there. What else have I been up to? We've got the Blood Bowl Chaos Dwarf team, and
Oh.
Oh,
started turning them into a little warband for Frostgrave because I like the idea of them just leaving the Chaos Dwarf giant ziggurats, turning up in a really cold place, and just being like, "What the fuck is all this?" Kicking the shit out of all the wizards and things there. So they're really fun. I've got some
a
storm
lovely
vermin.
set as well, right?
It's a really nice set.
Hmm.
I found them the Chaos Dwarfs go together really nicely. The Hobgoblins got a little bit more work to kind of work out, which I don't know if it's a me problem or a design problem. I found them real fiddly. But yeah, it's all really good. Got some storm vermin, so I'm currently painting them up, and I've got the new warp grinder, which is a massive, great big war
Oh,
machine. So that's really cool as well. Haven't built
also
that
the
yet.
Skaven. Your Skaven army must be quite big now, Adam. Yeah.
It's massive.
You
Yeah, I
finish
mean,
your clan rats.
I've got 10 more to do.
Oh, so nearly. I'm actually
yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, I've really been hammering away because
Yeah, damn.
I promised myself for every 10 clan rats I finished, I would then allow myself to paint something else. So I've just been working my way through that.
That's a good way of doing it. I like that. Good psychological trick.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it needed to happen because there's a lot of clan rats.
Mm-hmm,
And I've got some little bases for them as well so they can move in bulk now. I don't have to worry about moving them one by one. So yeah, I've got a decent sized
Clever.
Skaven army, which I'm really, really in love with, and they've been on the table a couple of times, and they're fun so far. I've had a couple of draws and a couple of wins, and I haven't
Mhm.
lost anything yet.
Yeah, the Skaven are good in fourth by all accounts. Really good.
Honestly, the Jezzails are a game changer. How the
Mhm.
Jezzails work in new AOS is insane. They're just absolutely deadly as all get
Yeah.
out, And that's even before you end like the Doom Wheel running people over, the Warp Lightning Cannon. I haven't got any Storm Fiends. I need to get some Storm Fiends. They're the
Mhm.
next thing on the list, I think.
I mean, I'm still working out fourth ed at the moment. I'm still like reading through the book to see how, because it is so different from all the
Massively.
fantasy games that have gone before.
Yeah. It's its own thing. It's got
Totally
very
its own
little.
thing.
Yeah, very little to do with anything that came before it, and
I think they really wanted to remove it from the old world stuff, didn't they? They
yes,
really wanted it to be distinct, you know?
yeah, and it is. It really is. It's a really solid system.
Very reactive. I love that. I love the way
Mhm.
you can't go away and make a cup of tea anymore when it's your opponent's turn, you know?
Nope. You've got to
You've
be
got to
paying
really
attention.
sit there and
Mhm.
think, okay, so he's just moved this unit. What can I do? What can I actually do?
Having the twist cards and stuff as well
Mhm.
really gets the game. You don't get bored. There's not a point where you're just sitting waiting because
No, no.
you've got things to keep an eye on because you've got these twist cards and you can deploy them at certain moments, and you just like,
Mhm.
right, you've just moved into this area. There's a big now,
Yeah,
plague has just gone through all of your troops.
yeah.
What?
It's very
Yeah.
clever, isn't it? Reaction
Mhm.
cards and things like that. So you're never going to really know what your opponent's going to pull out,
No.
which is great.
I think they missed a trick though by not releasing an expansion pack of cards. Yeah,
Oh well, wait for it.
yeah,
Maybe.
because I think that's something they should really be doing. The
Yeah,
only
definitely.
downside I've got is that when this comes to an end in like 3-4 years' time,
Hmm.
I don't want them to come up with a new edition. I want them to just keep this as a living rulebook for a
Yeah.
couple of cycles.
Oh,
I don't
That
think
would
they
be
will.
wonderful. That would be wonderful because it feels like it could be really adaptive,
Yeah.
this rule set. They could, like you said, they could just release big book full of additional stuff, you
Yes.
know, new reactions and things like that, which just brilliant. I mean, I've got the new Slaves to Darkness book on pre-order. I'm just so
Mm.
looking forward to that.
The Skaven
Cannot
book
wait.
is incredible. The Stormcast book is really
Yeah.
good as well. The
Thus far,
mm,
really good books, right?
yeah.
Really, really good, solid, flavorful books.
Considering that I thought the system that they had for third was good, but
Mhm.
something didn't sit right. And I've said that multiple times. Something
Yeah.
didn't sit right in third. I don't know what it
Mhm.
was. It never. This time it feels like they come out the gate swinging, and it is a
Yeah.
bloody good system.
It's a bit of a
In fact,
doozy, isn't it? It's a
yeah.
bit of a doozy. I can see, like, other, like, game studios emulating this.
hmm yeah, absolutely. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if whatever who is it who owns it now? The people who now own Hordes and War Machine.
Mhm.
No, the name of them's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if they're now looking at AOS and
Yeah.
11th Ed 40k for their future releases.
Yeah. Well, it's very I mean, it's also very, like, video gamey in a way, isn't it? It's very sort of, like, immersive and easy to pick up and play. You can play little
hmm
games that last for, like, 20 minutes, or you can play the bigger games, which are, like, an hour, a couple of hours.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing maybe 3-hour games, so yeah,
The big ones, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you want to play a Spearhead? You can play a Spearhead in an hour,
Mhm.
easy.
Yeah.
It's real quick. The system is real quick,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's what I've got from it.
right.
It just speeds along, doesn't it?
hmm No, absolutely, yeah. It just flies along at a real nice pace, and as I say, there's no point where you just sit and wait and you don't get bored at any point.
Mhm.
You're just constantly watching for the perfect moment to unleash something or to respond to something or to do something, and it's a really good game. It's bloody good.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine when 11th Ed 40K rolls around, they might incorporate some elements,
hmm
because it would work very, very well in a 40K setting.
Yeah, yeah. I I agree, but I think they're trying to keep the two games separate now.
Mhm.
hmm.
It's not just one. one base rule set that gets modified for each
Yeah.
type. They are two very separate games, and that's the way it should be. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because the problem
definitely.
with GW is they have too many just skirmish games. Most of their
Yeah.
backlog at the moment is just skirmish game.
Mm-hmm.
40k skirmish game, AOS skirmish game, Legion. What's it called? Horus Heresy Legions.
Mm-hmm.
That's a skirmish game. Bigger
Yeah.
skirmish game, but skirmish.
Yeah, they're all scaled up skirmish
Warcry.
games.
Yeah. I guess the only one. Oh no, even Underworlds is still kind of a skirmish game.
I don't know.
It's a
I would call
little
it skirmish
different.
game.
It's different
Yeah.
enough, I'd say, but
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a skirmish game. That feels like a
No.
board game. If that makes
no,
sense.
definitely a board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets
not,
it. He
not
gets
a
it.
fan of Underworld.
No.
It's funny actually. Having a conversation the other day about Trench Crusade, and just kind of going, I just don't like it. It's this weird thing of, I just don't like it. There's so many other games out there that Trench Crusade does not sit in my wheelhouse at all.
I've seen a few of the images from the game, like some of the models have just cropped up on Facebook, and I just look at it and go, it's fine.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
There's nothing bad about it.
No.
It doesn't.
it's
do
not for you,
anything
Adam.
for
Yeah,
me.
it's not your
No,
thing. Yeah.
not at all.
The visual style, it doesn't hit with me too well either. I don't think it's bad. It's just like it almost feels a bit flat in some ways to me.
Yeah, and from this conversation, one of the things that came out of it was that there's no pushing of the seesaw. It's just relentlessly grim, and there's nothing else. There's no humor. There's no hope. There's, compared to something like Turn Up 28, which is horrendously grim but so bloody funny.
Yeah.
Freaking one of the things that Turn Up 28 is doing at the moment is make a boat. You've got to make your boats out of a tuna tin, like a sardine tin. That's the rules, and that's great. Yeah, how good
Brilliant.
is that? Shall we get on? Shall we?
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
have a
stuff?
look. What's
'Cause we're
been
gonna
going on
talk
out there?
about all the stuff that got revealed in the reveals, because that's the things that happens.
Oh my god!
Quite exciting this time round as well.
Yes. I'm just doing this in order because otherwise it will get confusing. It says. Right, here we go. So first up, we've got some old world. The Empire of Man is unified in war, and if the one thing that's come out of this release has shown me is that each and every member of every part of the Fluffenhammer, the Discord, Facebook group and everything, you're all monsters. You're all absolute monsters. Each
Doing
and
the
every
Lord's
one.
work.
They're fucking pantaloonies. That's what they are.
Hey.
Fucking pantaloonies. The lot he is. Because the Empire is finally getting its big release, and good God, this hits me right where I live. There's
this is very old school. This, isn't it?
Well, I'm getting such a Mordheim nostalgia hit from the state troops. It's just like, oh my God, I remember these kits so well, and they're so
Well, the Empire steam tank was one of the miniature sets, wasn't it? It featured in White Dwarf all the time. There was not an Empire army that didn't have one. Sometimes two, and they were absolutely devastating, right?
big time. Yeah, big time.
I mean, war machines were kind of few and far between in old school fantasy battle, and things like that, things that could explode like that could, yeah, very, very unusual.
The fact that, I mean, I find it annoying that well, I don't find it annoying. That's the wrong word. The Griffin that they've got is the newer Griffin, which I understand why, because it'd be easier to get that back out on the shelf than it would be to go back to the old metal one.
It's a plastic one as well. This new one they're using, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, newer, I suppose. Relative.
It's a really nice model.
Oh, it's a lovely kit. It really is.
But it's a shame that they didn't also have made to order the original one, because that original one is just it's just so good. You know?
Do you mean the
It's like,
Karl Franz one, or do you mean a different
yes,
one?
Yeah,
Karl
the
Franz
Carl
one.
Franz one. Yeah,
Yeah.
God Almighty. He ain't around anymore, is he?
Well, he isn't around yet. He hasn't even been
No,
born.
in this area, no, in this area, he hasn't even been born. You know,
But it's cool. Yeah, and
who's the emperor at this point, or is this the point where there isn't an emperor?
yeah, it's the five emperors.
Oh, it's the five emperors, so it's the
Yes.
clash between the different elector
Yes,
counts. Yeah,
that's right.
cool, interesting.
But the thing that really, really got me is the flagellant kit's coming back out.
I like the original flagellant kit.
Yep.
Oh, I like that kit. There's a lot of good stuff in there
Yeah. Oh,
for
that kit is
conversions and
incredible.
stuff.
Yeah. I will be having that kit just for
Me
the parts.
too, actually. I like that. Like, it's very good for just for converting everything, basically. If you're
Mhm.
doing like Drakari Homunculi or anything like that,
Yep.
anything chaos, really. Let's be honest, it's perfect. You know.
Yep. I mean, if you want to have like some guys for your sisters of battle, here you go.
Yeah,
You know,
Imperial Zealots. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can. This kit is so good for just playing around with and making
Yeah,
new
guys
things.
for your Inquisitor's retinue.
Yep. Yep. I mean, you got the guy with the burning hat. You know, he's.
Oh, it's ace. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Well, my favorite one is the guy who's got the metal band all around his eyes and things. He's.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Just
It's
so good to
so
see him back.
I mean, it's so different from how Sigmar worship is kind of presented in AOS, isn't it? It's much more
Yep.
grimdark, you know? Because at this point, of course, Sigmar is nebulous. He
Mhm.
is like a mythical figure. He's like our like the equivalent of our Christ or characters like that. He's a messianic figure, yeah? Whereas in AOS, he literally exists. He is absolutely there, yeah?
I've just realised that the Free Company Militer, if you look at that picture, it's the one after. Hang on a sec. Let me just see what it's after. It's the one after the bowmen, the archers,
Before the
Mhm.
mortar.
and before the cannon and mortar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that
not
is the Mordheim kit,
Yes.
isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep. I've
Very,
seen it.
very cool.
So yeah, the Mordheim kit's back, which once again,
Yeah.
that's a really good kit for playing around with.
Men.
It's pirates.
You
So,
know,
yeah.
and for a kit from that era, that's really dynamic as well. There was a tendency for fantasy battle style kits to all be kind of uniform.
Well, this era, any of the multi-part kits you got for this era, those kits hold up beautifully.
Yeah, they're very
may
good.
the aesthetics may not be as refined as they get later on, but as actual just little model kits, they are so good and they're so changeable. Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
mutable.
Back in the day, were these plastic or were they
Plastic.
metal? Or
Yeah, these were plastic.
Full
These were,
plastic.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't want an Empire army. Uh,
So-
yep.
You could get some for a Mordheim army or warband.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Get
mhm.
them for
Is
pirates.
this what you were objecting to, Adam? The array of pantaloons, yeah?
Look at them all. They're little.
Yeah, there's a
bastards.
lot there, isn't there?
There's a lot of pantaloons.
What's worse, they're
Two-
pantaloons with cannons, yeah?
Mhm. I mean, the cannons are nice. The cannons have always been nice for the Empire. But
Mhm.
these little dickheads in their fucking pantaloons, and look at them, just look at us with our stupid trousers. Get fucked.
Well,
Crazy.
the Empire were an odd army back in Fantasy Battle, weren't they? Because they were one of the very, very few armies that had ordnance.
Yeah, true.
There were not
Yeah.
many. There were not many. Being able to like have a long range army in Fantasy Battle was really strange.
Skaven.
Yeah. Chaos
Dwarf.
Dwarves, but there weren't
Chaos
many of
Dwarves.
them around at this point,
No,
obviously.
I mean, both versions of the Chaos Dwarfs had artillery.
Hmm.
Standard dwarves did.
Yeah, standard dwarves. You could
dwarves.
make sort of long range armies from the Elven, but they were different. It was a different style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
bolt throwers.
artillery. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bolt throwers and bows and magic primarily.
Mhm.
Do you class catapults and trebuchets as artillery?
Oh, so you had the Tomb Kings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, orcs and goblins had the goblin.
I think what you could say about the Empire is it had a more diverse range because usually
Yeah.
they just have an army might have one artillery unit.
That's
And the
right.
Empire
Yeah,
had
most
like a
armies
good
had
few.
like Exactly, yeah. I mean, you could build empire armies around artillery and around
Yeah.
long range attack, whereas you couldn't most other armies.
No, the known gunnery school army was always a great one.
In fact, they got a bit like if you could do this, if you had armies that were built around firepower, they were a bit OP, weren't they, in fantasy battle
Probably.
systems? I remember because there weren't many armies that could defend properly against them. It's almost like 40k where everything has a shooting attack, right?
Yes, yeah. Compared to that, yeah, there isn't a huge amount of it. I love these weapon batteries. They're just gorgeous. Monkfin over on the Twitch chat says that for a small donation, you can help contribute to Adam wearing them on stream. I've got a better idea.
True.
For a small contribution, I'll hang Darren on stream.
I think that goes against Twitch TOS, but I'm not sure.
I think it probably does, yeah.
It'll,
not
it'll be
entirely
my,
sure.
my serial killer OnlyFans. Also, we've got horses. We got all the horses.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I remember these.
Yes.
And they're made of what?
These,
Four
I
parts?
remember these.
Mhm.
I mean, like,
Left-
almost all the horses were the same kit, weren't they, in Fantasy
Pretty
Battle at one
much.
point? The two halves, yeah?
Yep.
You get
And
the head,
two
the
halves, a
heads.
head, and a tail.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh
That's
my
it.
god. Yeah, that is some classic stuff. I remember putting them together.
Yeah, because they used these for the Chaos Knights as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
When the Chaos
they
Knights
did.
first became multi-part.
They did. They were exactly the
Yeah.
same.
I don't remember the Demigriff Knights at all. The third picture along.
Yep.
Oh, those, they look new, actually. They look, or were they like towards the end of Fantasy Battle?
They must have been towards the end. It says here
Yeah,
that
they
they're
don't look
returning.
new. Yeah,
But,
they don't have the sculpt for super new stuff. They're
No.
not as old, but they don't look brand new.
No.
I don't remember them
Whiskers
at
of the
all
Men.
myself, and their imagery is odd for Empire. Like the imagery
Yeah.
on the barding is really strange. It looks more chaos, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. That face with the long nose at the far
That's
end. Is,
very not Empire, isn't
That's a
it?
goblin-
That's
that's
very
a goblin
not
face.
Empire, yeah.
yeah.
And the one in the middle is undead, right? That's
Yeah.
like Emryan imagery. Very
I-
strange. I like them though.
Maybe the idea is this is the things. These are like heroes, and these are the things they're most known for killing.
Could
Yeah.
be. That could
Yeah.
be it, you know? That
So
could
you got
be
the
it.
one on the far left who's like killed loads of goblins, maybe a
yeah.
goblin lord. The center one's killed a
Skeletons
vampire,
and
and then the one on the right's maybe killed a like Hashut
yeah.
leeches.
Could be that. Could be that. Interesting
knows?
kits though. I don't think I've ever seen them before.
No, I don't think I've seen them ever.
Oh,
They seem new. Yeah. Getting
The
onto
whoa.
the real good ones. The War
Right.
Altar.
I was gonna say, was that like again, is this from the end of Fantasy Battle?
Yes. So this is.
Because
the
I
one
remember
that
the
came out-
original War Altar, which was like ancient and it ran
Yeah.
through almost the entirety of Fantasy Battle, right?
Yep. So this would be about 2010. I want to say this.
So
one
end
came out.
times, yeah.
Yeah, just before
Is
the
this
end times.
with Volkmar? Where you can switch
Volkmar,
out the
yeah.
dude?
Is that right? Or was Volkmar gone by this point and it was just the generic priest?
I think it was just generic priest.
Was
but
it?
I'm
Because
not.
I'm sure
100%
like he
sure on that.
used a war altar, right? Or
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did use
Volkmar,
them.
yeah, absolutely. He
Yeah.
did, yeah. He
Volkmar
rode
the
around. He was
Grim.
like, yeah, they kind of placed him in opposition to Archaon in the original Storm of Chaos campaign, if I remember correctly.
That's right. That's right.
He didn't last very long. He got killed in a
One
White
shot.
Dwarf battle. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, they obviously did it for narrative purposes, but they put Volkmar like charging into Archaon, and it's like
Oh,
he's
God.
gonna die. He's
Yeah.
gonna die.
And
Doesn't
did.
matter if he's got a war altar or not. He's gonna die.
Yeah, he's just an old man versus a
Versus-
demon-empowered
like, yeah,
demigod.
Right, the arch messiah of chaos, the literal ever chosen. You know, he's gonna die.
It's like watching those TikTok videos of like a tiny kitten pouncing on like a Great Dane or something. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cute.
And today we're gonna have a baby versus a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. The
Yeah.
steam tank. Whoa, look at it.
it. Just
I
Just
don't
look
like
at
the
it.
paint scheme they've gone for it, but
No.
you know,
Well, it's
it's
I
a
like
a
the
bit,
old, the classic blue and red. You
Yep.
know.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to get this steam tank. I might make a little diorama or something with it.
hmm
Did you
Just
buy the
because
trolls?
I didn't. I couldn't afford to get the trolls as well as everything
No.
else.
Ah.
I got the wyvern because that wyvern was desperately
Mm.
needed,
Mhm.
and it's now in a really cool frame. So I might do the same with this thing. I might get a hold of this just because it's one of those ones I always drooled at in the pages of White Dwarf. I always
Yeah.
looked at it and just
It's
went,
got such a good design. It's like a Space
So that,
Marine. It's a classic
yeah,
design.
that old metal one as well. It must have been a bitch to put together.
"Well, this one's resin,
Yeah.
isn't it?"
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, actually, this one would be a bitch to put together then as well.
Mhm.
And paint.
And paint, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, God, this is plastic.
Oh, in that case, happy days, right?
Really?
Happy days.
Col-
It's the
color me
steam tank.
surprised. Color me
What?
surprised. Yeah.
Point it out if they're lying, I suppose.
Yeah.
We'll find out in the future. Oh yeah, these are definitely Forge World. The command
Yeah.
These
team below.
yeah. Again, what era are we talking about? Are these new or are these from the end of AOS or what? At the end of FB or what?
I don't know. I don't recognize the three of them. The flagellant guy at the end seems a little. According to this, that war wagon's resin. Really? Oh no,
Hmm.
no, I get it right. So the old war wagon is back in resin. Right.
Okay,
I
cool.
get that. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy. I
Oh
always
yeah.
like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
these are great miniatures. I mean, really
Mhm.
lovely. Oh my god, now that is an old mini. That is old.
That's the war
Jesus
wagon, right?
Christ.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
Yeah.
war wagon.
that's
1992's war wagon.
old.
All I know is they're fucking shit in Total War Warhammer. At least they were the last time I used them. They're
That was
worthless.
doing the rounds when I first got into the hobby, that was.
Hang on, those horses are
W-
different.
Way
Yeah,
back when.
well, this is a resin kit, so
Yeah,
But yeah, I had to alter the horses a little bit, yeah.
yeah.
so yeah, there's been plastic horses for the kid.
Does look a little bit like they've got a giant worm coming off the center of the forehead instead of like a tuft of fluff. I like the engineer in the background with
Yeah.
his little quill. Well, it's not a little quill, I suppose.
It's
It's
a
a
That's
giant
cute.
quill.
It's a
Yeah.
massive quill, isn't it? That's like from the
It's
tail
a little
feathers of a Lord of Change or something, isn't it?
You know, like a phoenix from the
Yeah.
elves.
Yeah. He's got a nice looking gun as well.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does. He does.
Yeah, he's a really nice little dude.
And
I
then
like
the returning metals, I guess, as well, right?
Whoa, Jesus. Look at these.
I
how's
love the
this
witch
for some-
hunter. Is that a witch hunter?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Is
He's
it?
a
It is a witch
classic.
hunter, isn't it? And he's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
They painted him really well. I hate how nice the feathers on this hat are.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good,
I
isn't
actually
it?
had that witch hunter, and he's a gorgeous mini.
I
wish-
like the fact they've gone for a colourful colour scheme for a witch hunter as well, rather than the
Mm.
usual sort of dour colour scheme. That's
Mhm.
Yeah,
brilliant.
he's not just black, basically black and
Yeah.
brown.
Yes. Oh,
man.
brilliant.
And then, of course, yeah.
Oh, now these I remember. I remember
Yeah.
these guys.
The end of this collection is something I'm going to get really excited about. Yeah, the knights, called
They're like Templars of some description, aren't they?
yeah
Oh, these guys. These are the Knights of is it Ulfric or something like that?
the Ulrich
Ulrich, yeah.
begins with a T. I can't think what it's
I
called.
can't remember. I have no idea. But they I mean, again, these are old. These are
Yeah.
like mega old.
Yep, these are really old and really nice. I love the guys and the horses, the Kislevite style Ulrich
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
guys are really really nice. Yeah, all of these are really cool. But I'm gonna have to skip through everything, including the Knights Panther, and the Knights Panther are gorgeous.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you remember these, don't you?
Yeah. Oh my. Well, these guys again. These were doing the rounds when I sort of first got into the hobby. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at the
Right.
very end, there is the Marauder Miniatures Imperial Ogres.
Well,
No
one.
way.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Ours.
He looks
How
great.
great
That's
is seeing him again.
that's
It's so
very
good.
wow.
He looks like what I imagine the BFG would look like
Yeah,
If he had a
in
gun.
Warhammer. Yeah,
a big fucking giant.
yeah. He got tired of his brothers picking on him for the last
Yeah,
time.
right.
Not a gun.
He just
Gun.
home alone's the shit out
What's
of
a BFG, do? I'll show you a BFG.
Big fucking gun. Yeah, I mean the fact that when this guy turned up, I was like, oh my god.
He's great, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, still stands up pretty goddamn well, all things considered. He's a nice, detailed mini.
Well, it's a Marauder Miniatures mini, you know.
Yeah, they did stand up well, didn't they?
It angers me that when I was a kid, I didn't like the Marauder Miniature stuff as much. I always thought them as being like the weird knockoff stuff that Games Workshop was
Yeah.
producing. I look back at it now, it's like, this stuff's amazing.
It was
wrong with me?
really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or a lot of it was really, really good.
Just so much character.
Well, that
Yeah.
giant they did stood the test of time, didn't it?
Oh,
They
God,
used
yeah.
that giant for years.
I still think that giant's better than the actual
The
giant
current
we get
one.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just got
I
so
don't
much
like the
character to it.
gangly look of the current one.
No.
No.
Well,
yeah.
maybe
Well-
not. Maybe the current ones for AOS on gangly,
Mhm,
not
mhm.
like the one I'm thinking of from what was it? The Dogs of War. You remember those ones?
Yes,
That just
yeah.
like twig
Yeah.
arms and twig legs.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, they were fat.
Christ. Yeah. I remember
We
them.
emancipated, but still very, very chunky.
Yeah, it's like looking in a
Yeah.
bloody mirror.
But yeah, so even
There was
more
also I
exciting.
don't know if you saw them on Twitter, but for some reason on their Twitter page, on the Warhammer official community page, they showed off the Empire engineer with the Hockland long rifle,
Long rifle,
and
yeah.
it has a link to the main page that Gruff sent me, but it's not on there for some reason. It's not
Oh.
on their website
Oh.
for some reason, which is why I included it here. Because
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
a bit
this
of
and
an
I thought,
oversight,
this
isn't
is because this is clearly a new miniature.
This is obviously part of the whole thing. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
very cool as well, right?
I think that got announced afterwards, didn't it?
Oh, did it? Is
Did.
that what it is? Right. But
But
it's still
there's-
strange that it's not there.
Yeah, I couldn't see a link on the main page of the website either that showed this off. It's just I remember seeing this
weird.
earlier today and being like, oh, it's here.
I
for
just
some reason.
love how this is the kind of thing I love in Warhammer when it's silly.
Yeah.
And this is really fucking silly. I love the gun. That telescope, which is never going to work, the sights on it, which are too long to work. It's brilliant. I love it.
And he's got like a planetary body on his head as well, with both
Right,
moons on it.
what is that all about? And the
Well-
fan thing at the end of the gun, it's just great. I love it. I love it. to
Clearly,
bits.
he's into some sort of astrology.
Yeah,
and
that's
somehow
what I'm
that
thinking.
astrology helps with this.
Yeah, with the shooting. Yeah, okay.
maybe he's
fine.
trying to hit the bad moon. Maybe. don't know.
With that gun and that telescope, he might just do it. You know?
There was also the Commanders of the Empire, which I don't think are new. Are these new, George? Do these look
I don't
familiar?
know. I don't know.
I think they're old.
They look like they're from the end of Fantasy Battle, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know though. They might be. They might be new.
I love the
gods, but-
standard though that the guy with
Yeah.
the mace is holding.
I mean, that's
really
basically the
nice.
Sons of Anarchy symbol, isn't it? So just paint them up as the Sons of Anarchy. That'd be ace, right?
Replace all the horses with motorbikes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right.
If this is
I
a
want
new
one that
kit,
looks like Ron Perlman.
if this is an old kit, that would be like a like resin standard, right?
Oh my god. Oh.
See, Like even if it's plastic, there's
Right,
not
it's
a
still-
lot. It's very tenuous
But
that thing could easily
resin?
snap off. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw
Mugfin
yes,
says
then
that he's pretty sure they're old because the standard has been used by a few Dark Angels players. I bet it has. I'll
that
bet it
makes
has.
sense. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're a Dark Angels player, you're going to see that and go yoink, aren't you? I have
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
But there you go. Sorry, Gruff. I didn't mean to derail you, but I thought
No,
it was
no,
worth
it's fine.
talking about these two things since they,
Yeah, no,
for some reason, weren't in the story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that is
peculiar,
weird.
that.
yeah, really fun. Yeah, the Empire. I'm gonna have to start getting the old world books just to read them, just to see what they're like.
Yeah.
They got
I
the
mean,
best artwork in so far for current
Mm.
Warhammer. Oh, Games Workshop, I'd say.
No, I'd agree with that. I need to get the Orcs and Goblins book because I do love my Orcs and
Mm.
Goblins. Yeah.
You should play. You should get an army and play with people, Gruff.
yeah,
You can have a goblin army, a real one, not a mushroom one. You can have metal troll. You can have a swamp troll with a big old flabby wabs hanging out.
Moving on to 40k.
oh, hello. What are we doing next?
So next up, we've got the Death Core. Because,
Oh.
holy mother of God.
Oh,
The big D box set.
Yes.
Jesus. Whoa. They're so good, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I am not by any measure like an Astra Militaria guy. I'm just not, they're just blokes, aren't they? It's
It's just
whatever.
men.
They're just men and, which normally I'm into, don't get me wrong, but not in this context,
You
But
like the men with
these
a bit more
guys-
flair in 40k, right, George?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That's
You
fair.
know, and that's like the Emperor of Children, isn't it? But these guys are
Stunning.
I
they
mean-
are fab.
I mean, let's be honest. Deathcore Krieg are the best looking, like, sub faction of the Imperial Guard,
Yes.
right? There's
Yeah.
just no doubt. Everybody knows they're the coolest looking ones.
Yeah.
Everybody. To me, it's weird that it's taken so long for them to have like anything new
Mhm.
for so long. I mean, it's been a long time since we got the not Warcry. What's it called? Help me.
Kill Team.
Kill Team. Thank you. It's been a long
Mhm.
time since we got the Kill Team set.
Yeah, it is. But bloody hell, right?
My favorite
Jeez.
thing is the horses have gas masks.
The horses. I love the
Mhm.
mutant horses. I
Yeah.
think they're great. They're absolutely wonderful. I like cavalry in 40k anyway. I think it's cool. It's again, it's that silly element. It's that silly element. Why would you have cavalry in this like science fiction setting? Is
Eh.
it cool, right?
Yeah, well,
That's
it's
why.
It's
'Cause
also
it's
like,
cool.
why not? Who cares if a horse? Like, if I don't care if a man or woman dies, why would I care if a horse dies? Why? Yeah, I love it. I want. Does it look like you guys might know? Does it look like a horse underneath the mask, or does it not look
Good
like a horse
question. I don't
underneath the mask?
know. Who knows, right?
It's
Who knows?
it's the shape of a horse, definitely.
Yeah,
You you both pointed out it's got some funky
Mm.
feet, which people
It
might be
looks
into
like it
or
may
not.
have a beak or something, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Maybe,
It's got a
yeah.
slightly like a Zarn gory quality to it.
Yeah, there's all the horses have. I think there's no unmasked horse, which is not a sentence I thought I was going to say today.
Well, why would you? When would you ever say the words masked horse? Not often.
No,
But
there's-
no, they're great. They're great.
One negative,
I've
it
seen-
looks like there'll be a pain in the ass to paint the commander at the very least, because he's got
Yeah.
little
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
medals and sashes.
He's got a lot of little bits.
There's a lot of
of little
shit on him.
bits.
A
Yeah,
lot of shit.
definitely.
Again, if somebody said for like Games Workshop maybe goes a little too hard sometimes,
Mhm,
and makes them too hard to paint because of the amount of stuff they've got on them.
mhm.
I think this would be another like thing you could point to and say, yeah, this would be an example of that.
Uh-huh,
yeah,
uh-huh.
I
It
mean,
still looks good. I'm not saying it doesn't look
It
good though.
still
I'm just saying
looks
the pain in the
great
ass
though,
to
doesn't
paint.
it?
Yeah.
It does look good. I mean, like, and the base is awesome. Have you seen the base on this thing?
mhm.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
very World War One. Yeah.
It's fab. I mean, this is about as impressed as I've ever been by like Astra Militaria Imperial Guard miniatures, if I'm honest.
I mean, the fact that you've got these weird ass horses and
Mhm.
the Kriegers are riding around on them, and they have been lovingly made.
Yeah.
The sheer the fact that this horse has got like weird robotic parts underneath its skin.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got bionic bits as well. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it tells the story of what
It's
they are.
great. The guys have got bionic bits as well. Some of them have got bionic feet in the stirrups and what. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's all in all, I'm astounded by how good these are. And that's
Yeah.
even before you get to the troops. The troops are just great.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
little robot dude that they've got with the troops, I love him. I will protect him with my life.
The mine picker up
Mhm.
a thingy.
Yep.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a oh
It's
what's it?
mine.
It's a zoom, not a zoom, a Roomba. Thank you.
A
Yeah.
Roomba, yeah. It's a Roomba for mines, right?
Yeah.
But it's got bombs in it, so it's a boomba.
It's a boom.
Oh,
Oh
I heard people say they were upset these guys didn't come with shovels.
yeah, it would be nice. Well, yeah, no, we can put shovels on them, no problem. But
Yeah.
Most of them have got like an alternate build from the looks of it with the frag sticks. So
yeah,
yeah, just stick a shovel on the end of that. Problem solved.
right, they are good, aren't they? They are very, very good. There's a lot going on that you don't notice at first glance. There's a lot of detail on these guys.
We didn't get a basic troop reveal, did we? So I assume that we're just getting the kill team set,
Mm,
probably just made more widely available without the cards, but they just didn't
yeah.
announce
Yeah.
it like that. As
That
far
would
as
be
I
my
saw,
guess. Yeah.
it makes the most sense, really, because everything else I think it's mostly here. I like the artillery
Mm,
gun. The artillery gun is a
whoa.
lot nicer than the
Yeah.
other artillery gun because this one has actual sandbags it comes with rather than
Yeah.
the standard one, which
I
don't
mean,
need.
it's lovely, like the back of it. There's so much going on there. There's so much going on on like it's like a little diorama. It's
Yep.
wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
This is the thing I was going to bring up on it. The guy going up the steps. I
Yeah.
can't remember something like that being on a because normally when you've got the guys on something like this, they're either attached to the model, as
Mhm.
in just sort of attached and not really doing anything, or they're
Yeah.
separate from the main model and
Yeah.
doing something. When you've got somebody actually in a dynamic pose on the model,
Yeah, and interacting with her,
yeah,
right? It's nice. It's really, really lovely.
it's so well done, and that gun is, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Um,
goddamn.
I mean, they're never gonna be my thing in 40K, but I am very pleased for, like, players, for the Imperial Guard players and the Astra Militaria players,
Hmm.
because this must be so exciting.
Well, let's ask somebody who collects Astra Militarum. Andy,
Yeah.
are you excited for some Kriegers?
I think they look really good. I wouldn't mind them. I'd like to try and keep focused on the older stuff, but this is
Mhm.
fairly tempting. I'll be honest, because it
Yeah,
does look
right?
really nice. And then
No.
the other stuff they've got, like the
Oh, the
commissar,
Commissar, I love him. I
Mhm.
love him. I
the
think the
servo
Commissar is
skull with
friggin' ace.
toilet paper.
Yep.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You've got to feel sorry for the other servo skull, right? The one that's not doing the actual like inking,
Yeah,
because
the
it's
toilet
got a,
paper guy.
it's pretty. That's pretty shit, isn't it? You know.
Uh,
Oh,
it wasn't been that long since I actually went through the Krieg book that they did.
mhm.
As a result, this is really singing to me.
When
I
you
can
say the Krieg
imagine.
book, they did. Do you mean like a fluff book, a Black Library book, or do you mean
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's,
okay. Which one was it? Do you remember?
let
Is it a
me
recent
go.
one?
It wasn't that long ago. Because I accidentally got it thinking it was a Warhammer crime book.
Mm.
And then just ended up devouring the damn thing.
I love the guy who's carrying like I don't know what he is, some sort of chemist or something, who's carrying the alembics and whatnot. He's fab.
Oh yeah. Oh, you should probably buy him. I would say at the
A
very least George
Nurgle,
for you.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say for Emperor's Children
Yeah, for 2, yeah, it'd
or
work either way, to be
Drakari, I
honest.
guess.
Yeah,
Who knows?
there's a lot of potential going on there.
It's a
He'd make a
man
good
with a load of
homunculi.
blood vials, so why not? Easy
Yeah,
enough.
he'd be very nice, absolutely.
I like the
Right, it's
standard bearer
just
dude as well
it's
because the
lovely,
flag's
isn't it?
really cool.
Yeah, really, really cool, actually. My god, it's a strong showing. It's a
It
very
really
strong
is.
showing.
Dead Men Walking was the name of the story.
Yeah, okay.
Appropriate for the Astra
Mhm.
Militaria.
Yeah,
Then you
I
have
don't.
the
And all
uh,
of
the,
this
the the smaller gun emplacements, the twin autocannons, the las
Jeez,
cannon, and
yeah.
the
The
heavy flamer.
flamer, heavy
Yeah.
flamer there. Bloody
Mhm.
Nora. Bloody hell.
I love that flavor. It's just
Yeah,
that's a Krieger who's having the time of his life.
yeah, he's having fun, isn't he?
I wonder what
Mhm.
they're pushing in the Astra Militarum this edition. When you look at the front of their codex,
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
couldn't tell.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I wonder. I wonder. But no, I mean, this may be one of the first Astra Militarium codexes I pick up, actually, because I've never been bothered before. But, yeah,
Just to get the full Krieg
just
story.
to have it, yeah, to have and the imagery is so cool as well, so,
Mhm.
yeah, it's exciting stuff.
And the way that current 40k works, you could very easily just have nothing but weapons batteries, Krieg weapons
Yeah.
batteries.
Oh yeah, easy peasy,
Would it be
easy peasy.
effective? Who knows?
Oh god, intent that probably. Yeah, it probably would.
It would be until somebody got close to you, then you've got a problem.
Then you'd be in trouble. But bloody hell, right?
Look at that
They've
freaking
got to get
missile
close to you
launcher.
first.
That freaking missile launch is insane.
Was this all of them, or did they show any other things that weren't part of the story, kind of like the previous
I
one?
think this was all of them for the
Yeah. I've
Astra
not seen anything
Militaria.
else. Yeah.
Because it was just it's most of the things that come in the preview box, and then there's some other stuff
Yeah.
outside of it as well. Yeah, so in the box it looks like you get because you don't get the command squad in the box. It seems like the command squad's
No.
a separate thing. You get one
Yeah.
gun cannon thing. Looks like you probably get 2 sets of horses,
Yeah.
the commander dude, and then the engineers, and that's it. Oh, and obviously the codex. Obviously,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. It's all
God.
very cool. I would get that box set, and I can't believe I'm saying that about an Astra Militaria, but I would get that box set.
you would try and get that box set. I think this is going to be one of those difficult ones to get again.
Yeah, I think so. This is going to
this is
sell
gonna
out
sell
very
out.
quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Massively so. All right, should we move on?
Yeah.
What are we doing next?
Next up, we have some Age of Sigma.
Oh,
Because the Orcs in a box.
yeah.
So the Auric War clans are getting a box. We'll get to the really good bit about this in a moment. One of
Is
the
it the foot of Gork model?
Yeah, all that,
The spell.
So there's going to be a Iron Jaws Big Mob box set, which comes with 2 brutes, a full unit of the Ard Boys, a unit of Wreckers, and a Mega Boss, which is quite a nice little set. That's a really good start for an Iron Jaws army. What makes you really happy is it's Iron Jaws and not Cruel Boys.
Yeah, yeah.
Real orcs,
Yeah,
not lame
proper
orcs, not
Proper
Peter Jackson orc.
Yeah. Alongside that, you are getting some new spells for the orcs, which is
Yay!
brilliant. A Gork
This is,
Roarer.
this is great.
Which
The
one's a
foot of
Gork
Gork.
roarer?
The Gork Roarer is the big skull.
Ah, okay.
The foot of Gork, which is a big glowing orc
That's
foot.
a blast
Yep.
from the past. You remember when that was just like a cardboard cutout in the book?
Yes. And then you've got the Mork Spit Marsh, a bubbling something confounds and consumes those who stray near it.
So this is the first time they've done something like the endless spells for a long time, right?
Well, since they did the endless spells, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd assume most armies are going to be getting something like this
There
just to
must be.
balance it out, which is
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, there must be.
Also, the Maggotkin might be getting some. That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, they did have a load of them that came out, but some armies just didn't get them.
Just didn't get them, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff here is really nice. I love these spells. The
All
fact
of
that
them
you
are
get
good.
fully
I mean, even the Cruel Boys character you get is pretty cool.
He's not Cruel Boy's character.
It says here,
No.
a new miniature for the Cruel Boys, the Hobgrot Slitter Boss.
Yeah, but he's a Hobgrot.
Oh,
So-
right, okay.
And I like him because he's a
He's cool.
Hobgoblin. Yeah. And the one good thing that came out of the Cruel Boys for me are the
Right.
Hobgoblins.
And
I love them. I think they're brilliant.
he's a fantastic mini, isn't he? So much character going on.
I love the one without the helmet with the eye patch. He looks proper mean. He's
Yeah.
And of course he's a Slitter Boss.
It feels like a small update for the orcs in general. It's not one of the big ones, but at least it's more than just the Hobgrot. There's a little bit more. Not a lot more, but a little bit more, which is nice.
Yeah.
And of course you get the Boss Rock Tower and the Scare Gob Totem.
Yeah, cute. Very cool.
So which one are you going to buy 2 or are you going to buy 1, Gruff?
What do you think the answer to that's going to be?
I don't know. I'll imagine 2, unless you can
Correct.
magnetize
I would
it.
imagine both of them.
I don't know how easy it would be to magnetize it. It's probably going to be a pain in the ass.
This, not easy,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
To be fair, what I'll do is I'll buy 1. If there's enough parts left in to be able to build the second one using things I've got hanging around the house, I will build the second one using things I've got hanging around the house. Because I'm looking at it and I get the feeling that the main head is you're only going to get the parts to build the main head once. Obviously,
Yeah.
the tower, the jaw, that's
Yeah.
only going to get built once. But you will have that wooden face separate. So yeah,
Same for the giant metal jaw as well. That'll be
Yeah.
separate. The front of the
Yeah.
skull,
Yep.
the rock skull, might be separate as well. I would imagine, depending how
Yep.
the wooden bit attaches to it.
Yep. So I think
There's enough bits and a bit of styrofoam and stuff. You could probably do something at least with it.
I'm sure I could probably build both out of one kit. Yeah, we all know me and the fact that I do love a kit bash.
And this is kind of exciting because this is the first destruction army for AOS 4th, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is, and I do.
So we're
love
going to
my Iron
see from this how those armies are going to shape up. You know, that's cool.
And you know what's going to be in the book? Kragnos Law.
Right? I doubt it. There'll be a little bit.
And he
No.
went home and no one
Yeah.
talked to him.
And he went home to his home planet, and that was
Yes.
Kragnos
Goodbye,
died on
Kragnos.
the way back to his home planet.
Yep.
Yes.
it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this stuff for the Oryx is really nice, and honestly,
Pretty good.
I'm looking forward to getting hold of this book just to see if it's possible to run a Hobgoblin army, a Hobgrot army. Because I think a Hobgrot army would be really interesting to do. You don't get a huge amount of Hobgrots, but if it's possible, I'll do it. I do love me the Hobgrots. I think they're cool. For obvious reasons. But yeah, all in all, I'm really into this.
Yeah,
it's not a huge
very
one,
cool.
but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it because my Iron Jaws haven't been out for a little while. Moving on, some more AOS, and this is stuff that I really, really.
I was going to say this is the one for you, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yep, this is it. I really, really like the Git mob. One, they are the complete opposite of the Gloomspite. So the Gloomspite worship the bad moon. These guys worship the evil sun. So that's a nice little thing. There's a aesthetic that goes all the way through it, which has a real old hammer look to me.
It's very strong as well, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, these guys, they're really coherent.
But what I really like about them is the change in the look of the grots. They don't just look like the Gloomspite without robes, you know. They look like their own thing.
They look like slightly like a separate subspecies.
Yeah, they've got a common ancestor, but they've got a real different look. Fat goblin on the wolf.
Minis, bloody Nora. I mean, they're insanely good, aren't they?
Yeah.
They look more like a standard goblin. What I would imagine fantasy goblins used to look like.
They look
better
amazing.
sculpted.
Yeah, that guy on the wolf is that is, even though I don't collect the army, would want to paint.
Grom the less paunch.
Yeah.
He's not as paunchy. He's on the way to getting paunchy.
We'll get to Grom the Weight Watcher in a minute.
Weight Watcher.
Well, what they've done is they've pulled back the more extreme parts. So the Gloomspite have got like really long angular noses. The noses on these they're brought back a bit. The chins are brought back a bit. The ears are brought back a bit. So whilst they're obviously goblins, they've got this little difference to their look, which really works for me. And the Wolf Riders are gorgeous.
Oh, bloody Nora! It's. I mean, for a start, they are a classic bit of Goblin cavalry. They've been in the game since forever, but these guys, freaking hell.
Great idea to have two of them on one wolf as well.
I know. That's my favorite of them, if I'm honest. Like how dynamic the wolf is. He's running like a wolf runs as well. Have you noticed?
Yes.
Like a real actual wolf runs. They've actually looked at footage of how a wolf runs, like canine runs, and based that on how to sculpt the mini. It's awesome.
Yes.
Somehow they took the Goblin Wolf Riders from Underworlds and went, we can do better now. And they did. Because those Wolf Riders in Underworlds were really good. These are better.
They're good, but these, bloody hell.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we go down, we see that there is a fat goblin on. Look at these fucking chariots, man.
Well, again, this is sort of classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's always been a fat goblin in a chariot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
he-
this is lovely.
This is a fat goblin who's lost a load of weight. Yeah,
A little bit compared to the old one, yeah, definitely.
But look at the sides, the sides of them. There's that really
Yeah.
strong sun design on it.
Yeah, the Evil Sun's logo. I mean,
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
so bloody good. The
Want the
glare
book.
face
Makes me want the book.
I want this book. I honestly. And then we have the new Doom Diver. Now,
Hey, I mean, another blast from the past, eh?
I'm always going to say that I will always be annoyed that the Doom Diver isn't like one goblin on a tiny little elastic string
Yeah.
being fired out of a tiny catapult, because that is a classic design to me. But look at this
Look at it.
creation. It is insane.
It's great, isn't it?
It makes me so happy. Honestly, I honestly did not think I would get this excited about a goblin release ever again in my life. This is what I've wanted for a long time.
I love the different versions, like the different builds you can do as well. One
Yeah.
where the goblin's being fired off, and one where he's just being stretched back.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I mean, it is top notch, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's what I really want out of goblins. And so I like the Gloomspite. I like everything they do with the Gloomspite, but the actual unit, the Night Goblin unit needed to be retired.
They need
It
to
still
retire
does.
it. And
Yeah,
It still does, because I have a feeling that'll
Yeah.
be the main unit for these as well, for the troops.
I don't think they're
Unless they show something new, which I don't think
Yeah.
we will do,
Well,
unfortunately.
they're not gonna, because this is what
this is it,
goblins
isn't it?
are
This is the
like.
push now, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Here he is, the fat goblin on his chariot. I
Not
love
so
it.
fat.
Yeah, he's less fat than Grom the Paunch. He's
Yeah,
Grom the White
definitely.
Paunch. Just look at him. He's with his giant flail. Just
the little grot on the back, sat on the back. That's
the fact,
ace.
yeah, the fact you've actually got a snotling. That is
Yeah.
insane to me, that they've actually remembered that snotlings are a thing.
Right.
And there's so much character to them. There's
a
so
load
much.
going on here.
And the alternate build with the grot that's just got a crow in his head and he's just riding a skull.
Yeah, that's actually, I think I prefer that build. It's so good.
I couldn't pick between them. In all honesty, I cannot pick between them. I think both of them are stunning. Absolutely goddamn stunning. I love them. I love them so much. They are such a great look. And a lot of it looks like they would be so much. There'd be a joy to paint,
Yeah,
It looks like you'd
yeah.
really be
They
able to
look
get
like
in
a
there.
load of fun to build and just to construct and paint. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of everything, and I know that there's other stuff that came out from this reveal, which is probably better stuff. But for me, this is what.
Oh, this is your
wins.
stuff, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
This is your stuff, right? This is great.
And the fact you're getting the Oracle War Clans and the Gloomspite Gits books coming out around at the same time. Yeah,
That's cool, right? So it's like a big, just an Orcoid push, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because they got rid of like the bone splitters because they I guess wanted to bring the orcs together, and it's like now we'll separate the goblins. But it looks like well, I mean, with the bone splitters, granted, that was more of a hangover, I suppose, from
like from fantasy. Battle. Yeah,
well, this is more of a flushed out actual idea.
Yeah. The fact that you've got two very distinct armies now for the goblins makes me really happy. Because I mean, being able to play around and trying to do stuff with these kits is gonna play in my mind for months to come. I love it. I'm in love with.
Goodbye, money.
I really am.
Goodbye.
I've got Skaven to finish first.
Sure you do. You've got a few months at least before these come out, so you'll be fine.
I had other ideas I was going to do, but
nah, it's all right.
No, Just going to move straight onto these once I finish.
This will tide you over
Mhm,
until they reveal
mhm.
like Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
That's going to be the point where everything has to go on hold. You know.
Yep.
Get my beloved Chaos Dwarfs done.
Yep.
Yeah. All in all, 10 out of 10. I want everything from that.
Mhm.
That's going to make me very happy. Moving to Horus Heresy then. Got a ship. It's a really nice looking
Yeah.
ship.
It's fine, you know.
I don't think the ship's. I mean,
Uh,
the ship's fine. I think the tank's a
but,
bit more impressive, to be honest.
Yeah. Tanks
Both
pretty
of them
good.
are.
Yeah. I like the tanks. Tanks are nice. I like any form of tank that has a bulldozer on the front. That makes me very happy. I really like the fact that in the second tank, the what's it called? The Malkador Infernus has a great big flamethrower, and it looks like as that tank drives forward, the flame would come backwards and burn its own front.
doesn't it? It really does. That's exactly what would happen.
The
I think
Imperium
Indiana
cares
Jones.
not for death to their own
Cares not.
troops.
We can't move anywhere. Both the dozer
And I
blade
tell
and
you
the
what,
trunks have melted.
that bloody like tank of Prometheum that's dragging behind it, that is a liability. That thing ain't surviving any war zone anywhere. That wouldn't survive in like a World War One war zone, let alone a 31st millennium war zone.
You just need to make sure they don't flank you or be above you. You're fine.
Or shoot the pipe. Or
Yeah,
shoot.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh man.
But, you know, practicalities aside, it's very cool.
Yeah, I mean the Malkador chassis is really nice. It's a
Yeah.
I quite like it because it's got that long Land Raider look to it. The Long
So
Raider, we will call it.
it just kills me because they name these tanks after personages from the Imperium, and then when you start talking about like their chassis and whatnot, I'm thinking, oh, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. You know, he's an old bloke, isn't he? So you know,
Yeah, Malkador's got a good body on him.
well, for a guy his age, yeah, he bloody does. I'm surprised he's got a body at all, quite frankly.
Well, depending on where in the Horus Heresy you are, he may or may
Yes.
not have a body.
He may or may not.
I like the fact that the dreadnought that they've got here, that's got the name from the old Road Trader dreadnoughts.
the Deredeo, yeah.
All right there, Chuck. That's nice to see. Could do with looking a bit more like the Rogue Trader dreadnought for my.
Yeah, good.
It's
It
fine.
could.
It's fine.
But, you know, it
There's
looks
a-
fittingly OTT, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
I never liked this design for the dreadnought. I just
No.
preferred standard Contemptor versus the
Mhm.
long kind of
Yeah,
nose
the
on
almost
it.
like ship hull thing
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it looks bad. It's just standard
Yeah, just an
Contemptor is my
aesthetic
preferred
thing,
version. Yeah, it's Contemptor, then Square Boy Classic for me.
That's Rogue Trader, then Square Boy for me.
Yeah. Oh well, that's that's a really unique, not
Mhm.
like dreadnought look. Looks
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
Eldari by today's standards.
Yeah, is the sleekness, the curves and everything, yeah?
They should bring
Yeah.
that back and say it's a Man of Iron. That'd be fun.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
I'm fairly convinced we're going to see some Men of Iron at some point in the not too distant
Ooh.
future.
Be interesting. Yeah.
It'll
You can
happen.
throw
It'll
them in
happen.
Warhammer Quest as like a boss character to
Mhm.
fight in Warhammer Quest. That could be interesting.
Well, we saw that in Blackstone Fortress, didn't we? We had a Man of Iron who.
We did.
Of course.
playable
Yeah.
We
character,
did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
He was
right.
friendly though. He was a nice boy.
Yeah, you could play as him, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I
I
think.
wish to do more Warhammer Quests again.
Mm.
We'll see.
I know they kind of killed it with Curse City, but it'd be nice
Yeah.
if they tried it again and didn't shit their pants.
And actually did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't shit your pants. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, right?
Should we move on to the Black Library releases? Because there's a few things here. So Malaneth Witchblade from the first 3 AOS Gotrek books is getting her own book.
Cool.
So that's rather nice.
Is that prequel or after Godric?
It has to be a prequel. Yes.
Okay, I assumed it probably would have to be.
Ah,
Very much has to be a prequel. Yeah.
I haven't listened since Ghoul Slayer, but I
mhm.
the only thing I could have imagined is maybe she goes off on her own journey for a bit and then comes back to Godric for fun times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it might be, but I think it's probably
Probably a
said
prequel.
before,
I mean, it would make more sense
Mm.
if it was a prequel. It would make more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. But I like the fact that she's now she's going to be partnered up with an ogre mercenary in a Caradron arc.
Hmm.
For God's sake,
Very
my words
nice.
are not working. And a Caradron anarchist.
Okay.
And the idea of
Paratron anarchist.
Mm.
That's interesting because that's like antithetical to everything they believe in, isn't it?
It
They're very
depends on
order based, aren't they?
yeah. It depends on which city Skyhold they come from.
Right. Interesting.
Because all the Skyholds for the Caradron are very different, and
Right.
including the one that's nothing but pirates, which makes
Ah.
Good one.
which is, yeah, that's my
That's
my
the fun
particular
one, right?
favorite one. Yeah, that's my favorite one. Just going around bombing the shit out of things and stealing what you can. But also you get the Gotrek and Malineth Omnibus. So you get Ghoul Slayer, Git Slayer, and Soul Slayer.
So you can catch up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Git
They've only
Slayer.
done 3. Have they not done any more since that?
Vermin Slayer is on its way out
Oh,
soon.
okay.
And I think there was one after that, but I'm not. Was there one after Soul Slayer? I'm sure there was one after Soul Slayer. Hang on. Why am I not looking? Zombie Slayer. No, that was original. That was from the first line. I have a lot of Gotrek books.
No.
Blight
I've started
Slayer.
listening to Vampire Slayer. That's what I did this week as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vampire Slayer is good fun.
Yeah. What's his name has taken the lady,
Yeah,
and
taking Ulrich
he's hanging out with Roche at the moment. They've just got out the cities whereabouts I am. I keep listening to those books and going like, man, they're really good. I really
Yes.
like them. They could easily be a TV show with multiple seasons.
Yes. Why there isn't a Gotrek and Felix animated series, I will never
I don't know.
understand.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah, you just
They're going to have to
adapt
do it
each book.
soon as well because he's got to be Brian Blessed, right?
Well, I mean, you could do it as Brian Blessed. You could also do it as the guy who reads the books.
Yeah,
because
he's good.
His version
His
of Gotrek
Gotrek's
is
great.
Yeah, it's now.
Yeah.
I love Blessed's Gotrek, but I love the guy who does the books, whose name is.
It's not Toby Longworth, is it? That's the
Hang on.
name I usually go to with the audiobooks. Toby
The other guy.
Longworth.
Jonathan Keeble, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's his name. Yeah, he's great. He's really good as Gotrek.
He's got a little bit of Yorkshire in there. It's not a full blown Yorkshire accent, but there's a little bit of Yorkshire and just a nice little bit of grit to it.
Yeah. I like his Snorri too. Oh, Snorri.
You leave Snorri alone.
I did nothing to Snorri.
Snorri
Yet.
suffered enough.
No, he hasn't.
You fucking ass. I'll punch you.
When will I find out about the pain of Snorri?
Towards the end, so when you get into the final trilogy.
Which book do you remember?
It would be Beast Slayer. No, Shaman Slayer. Shaman Slayer onwards.
Okay.
That's when Snorri comes back and you start getting the full story of what
Oh,
happened.
Snorri goes away. Oh.
He does. Felix and Gotrek have by the end of, I want to say Vampire Slayer, they disband. And then it's just Felix and Gotrek for a little while. And then they kind of go away. And then they come back to the old world.
Okay.
Yeah. That opens up the next sort of big storyline for them.
David King. You did good stuff.
Yes. Well, Bill King did amazing stuff.
King,
and
not David King.
Bill King. Moving on, we've also got Hell's Last, a Minka-esque novel. I haven't read any of the Minka-esque books yet. I will have to give them a try. Just Cadia goodness. The Silent King is getting a special edition and a paperback release. And if anyone really wants that, it's very pretty.
The leather-bound one. That's nice.
Is it a new book or is it just like
it's a new one, isn't it? It's a new
Okay.
it's a new addition to like the series.
Mm-hmm. It's the Dawn of Fire series, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which I haven't started. I still
No, I haven't read any of them yet.
No, I might do them after I've done the Beast Arises.
Do you think they might actually give something to the Silent King to explain?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
He came back and has done nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe
That
make
would
him
be
do
nice,
something.
wouldn't it?
Maybe explain why he's done nothing.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, speaking of people who've done nothing, I read the Carl's Oath, the High Carl's Oath, the not Caradron book, the Leagues of Votan book.
Hmm.
It's really, really good. Like,
Oh.
it's really, really good. It's solid as hell. At the beginning, it's a little bit too Caradron for my liking, and I'm like, oh, really? You're not doing enough. But then once it kind of finds its feet and gets moving, it's like, oh no, the Votan are really interesting. For example, they get all of their orders from the Votan, the AI, right? And they get it 3 times, and then there's entire families of people who have to sit and work out what these orders actually mean, and then give them.
Oh, they have to sort of interpret.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
that's
for example,
interesting.
they might get the order of what is found can never be lost, what is lost can never be found, do not search for what is lost. And that's the
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, the question been asked is, our High Carl's dead, who should we get as the next High Carl?
I'd
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
that job.
Yeah.
I'd fucking do it.
It's a really solid book, and the first 2 chapters, it's all based in a Tyranid hive ship. So that made me very happy, as they're just like these absolute bastard creatures. It's like, yes.
That's a
Interesting.
good setting. You don't usually see it inside the ship.
Yep. But it's them looking for things to take out of the Tyranid hive ship to be able to either use or sell.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's really good.
Or eat.
Or eat. Things you can't eat. The Art of Warhammer 40,000.
I mean, I bet you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things where it probably is a really nice book to look at, but I'm going to guess it doesn't go through the generations.
It doesn't go back.
That.
No, it'll be the
No.
current stuff.
It's the more recent stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So none of the art will be bad, but it not the type of coffee book that would get my interest.
No.
If that makes sense.
No, I know. It's the exact same feeling I have. I'm like, yeah.
Red Tithe, Outer Dark, and Void Exiles.
Oh, these are the Carcharodons, yeah?
Yes.
The Shark Space Marines.
Yes. The Outer Dark is a really good book. Red Tithe I thought was okay.
I haven't read any of those.
I know a lot of people go on about the Red Tithe being like a really, really solid book. I found it was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad. Outer Dark, however, really good. Really good. And the fact there's going to be a third one, the Void Exile, yes, I'm in for that. Robbie McNiven does good stuff. So we shall
last story.
Burn on to the last one for today. Now,
so
short topic, very short topic.
Yeah,
of course.
Do we really
want to cover this? Yeah, it's not really that. Nothing really interesting. I mean, it's
my God,
fucking knife ears.
Jesus God.
So, it was a new Fire Dragons.
How long have we been waiting for some of these miniatures since we first started the hobby? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Fugan.
I mean, we got Fugan. Yeah, Fugan, like, he was always my favorite of the Phoenix Lords. I had him as a kid. So to see him updated brilliantly is really lovely, I've got to say. He's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, these reveals are making me like, oh God, am I going to have to start collecting a new Eldari army?
The 2 things that I've really loved from this reveal have been the picture of Fugan next to the picture of Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz, where he's standing in front of his own picture. And then just the picture of, I feel like I've forgotten something, and there's just a certain green aspect warrior sitting. Well, if you've forgotten it, it can't be important.
Oh, bless. Yeah. He's got to be there. Karandras, surely he will be released. Surely.
Has to be.
He's the last one, right?
I can only imagine the reason it's not happened is because they want to try and get as much kill team sales as possible.
Yeah.
And you need to have that kit available to not be just kill team.
Yeah,
Try and milk people as much as possible. Maybe it is a cynical
thought, but I would guess that's
No.
probably the case.
I guess that's
money
probably
related.
it. Yeah.
So yeah,
But
Fugan
no, I
is
mean,
coming, and he
he's
looks gorgeous.
he looks amazing, right? And we've got Azure Men as well, the first of the
Yeah.
Phoenix Laws, the one who trained them all and brought them all together, right?
Hmm.
Just stunning. I mean, I don't know what his rules are going to be this time, but he is always one of the most powerful hand-to-hand combatants in the entire game in
Is he
previous
the blue
editions.
one
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
flag? Okay.
The Dire Avenger.
Fugan's the one with the
Phoenix Lord.
flag.
Yeah.
Cool.
No. I mean, Azure Men's got a flag too. Azure Men has a flag.
He's
Yeah.
the one with the sword pointing
Yeah, that's
outward.
right.
Okay. I was making
Yeah,
sure I
and
had the right one on screen at this time.
the shuriken catapults on his vein braces.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the eldest of them. He's the one who trained them all and brought them all
Yeah.
together.
He's the turtle
He's the
from Kung Fu Panda.
he's Master Splinter. You know, he's the original,
Hmm.
the OG. You know, fantastic. I mean, absolutely beautiful miniature.
I hope you're good at painting.
Yeah,
There's a
I
lot
know,
of
right?
Fucking
fine
Eldar.
highlighting to do there. Yeah.
It's not just that; it's everything has to be clean. Look, because
Yeah.
that flag's going to be a pain in the ass to do clean as well.
I
It's going
will
to be
say this,
raised to make it
though.
easier, but
I will say this: these are no worse than the originals. The originals were sons of bitches because these are cleaner. These are actually a lot cleaner than the originals. If you look at the old Fugan miniature, that was insane.
Mhm.
Absolutely, and it was tiny as well. It was much smaller than this figure. So they're not as bad as they might appear compared to the originals.
And then of course,
The Harath, yeah, beautiful.
look
Right.
at those wings.
The swooping hawk, yeah.
That's-
God,
I mean, it is just stunning, isn't it?
yeah. I
It's
mean,
genuinely stunning what they've managed to accomplish here.
I do think the beak on the front of the mask is a little silly looking. It reminds me of Sam the Eagle from the Muppets a little bit.
See, I've got the croup problem. I didn't see it as a beak. I saw it as a jaw.
it's definitely a
Oh,
beak.
I know
yeah, it's
is.
definitely a beak though, but
It's definitely a beak.
Yeah, but good God, I like the swooping
Swooping
hawks.
hawks,
Yeah,
the Exarchs, yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. They're so clean.
again, the one issue I have with them is the issue I have with most of them that are in quotations in flight. They're just
Mhm.
standing on a rock, or like they're
Standing on a rock,
tiptoeing the
yeah.
rocks. I get it. It's the best way to do it, but it almost makes
Mhm.
them a little less dynamic, and they're just
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know
they're all
what you mean.
jumping off rocks.
I mean, is this when was the last iteration of the swooping hawk?
3,000 years ago.
It was a while back. It was
Mhm.
definitely. I don't think they're as old as the warp spiders. There
Oh
have
God,
been
no,
no.
no.
have been swooping hawks since but they're still bloody old.
Yeah. I think it's we complained about not it wasn't just the warp spiders, but it was these guys as well that hadn't been
Yes.
renewed when the Eldar line got renewed. So
Yeah.
how much of the Eldar line has still got left to be updated? Do you guys know?
Let me think. It's almost done at Karandras.
The tanks
Karandras
could
is
probably get
the
done
tanks need
to
to
be a
be
bit
done
nicer.
because they are old
They're
now. Not
very
as old
old.
as the warp spiders or
No.
Karandras, but they're old. You know. And
Yeah.
at long last, a question answered. Where has the Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders been? Well, here she is.
Yeah,
That's
Here
really
she
good.
is. And she's
That's-
great, right?
What a
yeah.
fun little base. Like it's still like
Yeah.
tippy-toeing a stone, but there's a bit
Uh-huh.
more to it than tippy-toeing a stone, so I let it
Yeah.
off.
She's lovely.
I like how it's got mandibles as well, like a real Spibelorb.
Mhm.
Yes. It looks like the artwork of the Warp Spiders from the second
Yes.
Ed Codex. You know, it looks like what they look like then, like scary looking, which is what they're meant to be.
Yeah, the warp spiders here and the aspect warriors and everything. They don't look like Eldar Terminators anymore. They look
No.
terrifying.
They look like Eldari from a
Right, yeah.
start. Yeah, they look actually like Eldari, which is nice. It's a bit of a change, isn't it? And oh my god, I mean, at long last, got the updated Warp Spiders. Oh, at last.
Finally.
At last, right? Oh my god! And they do look good.
It was
They
one of our
do look good.
biggest, longest running, well, everybody's longest running joke, I suppose,
Everybody's
right?
longest running joke. Yeah, these minis from like 1993, 1992. Yeah. It,
1990.
no, really?
Yeah.
No.
Not anymore.
Jesus.
They're now from
No.
2025. Well, because it won't be released. These aren't coming out before Christmas, right?
No.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
so
think so. No.
2025. Okay, I'm right.
Yeah. So bang up to date, and they are stunning.
Stunning. Yeah.
They are real. I love particularly the XR mini
Mm-hmm.
and the builds you can give to it. It's got 4 arms, like in the artwork. Yay!
What I really like about this Eldar release is that they all come with little temple things.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what service they're going to have for the game, but I just really like them. The warp spiders have got like a little. Well, let's just say something.
It must
that
be
looks a little
similar
bit
to the
flingy.
what was the thing that the Terminator came with? It was a
Yes,
beacon,
you're right. There's like a homing beacon for the
Yeah.
Terminators. The Dark Angels Terminators have got something different. You can get like a Watcher in the Dark.
Mm.
So
That's
that
right,
it's like
yeah.
that, isn't it? It
Yeah.
has an effect.
It'll do like a minor buff or something, which I guess you
Yeah,
can take a
something.
pop shot out. How
Yeah,
does the
something like that.
Terminator beacon work? Does it move like with the Terminators, or do you
Yeah,
kind of put it down?
That's right. It's removed when they're removed, basically. It's not like
Right.
a separate miniature, really. It's just part of the unit.
Ah, okay.
You
I wonder
can't
if
like
these ones will
target
be.
it or shoot it or anything like that. It's
I,
just like it's war gear effectively, but with a miniature.
I wonder if this will be more like you set these up around the battlefield in
I
specific
think
points.
that's what it's going to be because that's their shtick, right? So they're going to be able to teleport within so many inches of that. That's what it's going to be. That's almost certainly what it's going to be. But no, they're lovely. They're lovely. And again, waiting for since 1990 for
Yeah.
these.
I'm sure it's
Jeez.
1990.
I really like the shot of like the warp spiders, the fire lords, the swooping falcons, the dark reapers, all of them all together fighting like
All together, yeah.
three aberrants, which is like
Yeah.
I know they're like more off screen, but it's kind of it's a nice looking shot just because of the variety of colors.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be one of the detachments. It's based on the one of the classic Eldar armies, the Bieltan Sword Host.
Oh, that's right.
Or the Swordwind Host. It's all aspect warriors.
Are those
Like almost
you'll know better than I do. Are those new striking scorpions in the background? Or are they just the kill team ones?
I think they're just the kill team at the moment. Yeah, they're just the kill team.
Although, what is that right behind the scorpions?
The weird jet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the it's one of the bombers that it is also an aspect warrior. They're called oh, I can't remember what they're called, but they're the pilots of those jets are also aspect warriors.
Okay. That's cool.
But it's cool. I mean, it's very. I mean, the Eldar were my first love in 40k. They introduced me to 40k, so I'm always going to get excited by the new Eldari release, and I can't wait. Obviously, going to get the codex. Going to get most of the miniatures as well. God damn it!
I wish you luck painting them. You'll need
Yeah,
it.
right.
Fucking teen boys.
It's been
How
a
fun
while
would
since
it
I
be?
painted an Eldar. I can tell you, it's been a
You'll be
long,
looking
long
at your
while.
Nurgle guys going, "Fuck! I wish I could just be dirty
Yeah,
again."
I wish I could just do it like I do them, where everything's dry brushed and stippled and whatnot. That you can't do it like that with these guys.
Null Noil,
No.
Null Noil, Agrax Earthshade, Agrax Earthshade, Agrax Earthshade, gun.
Nope.
Oh, brilliant.
Fucking
Oh, it
Elder.
actually tells you what the detachments are as well. You've got your all-round war host, Seer Council, which is your Ulthway list.
Oh,
Wind
yeah.
Rider host, that's same Han. Harlequins, Ghosts of the Webway. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Devoted of Iniad, yeah. So yes, the Inari and the Aspect host. Very cool. Very cool. Can't
I like
wait.
the cover for this one too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Fugan.
I still wish there was a bit more to it, a bit more wowie factor like the older second edition codexes, where it's just stuff was more prominent. But I do like how nice and bright and orange he is. It really draws your eye to him.
It's kind of fitting, isn't it, for the Eldari as well? They've always had this primary coloured thing going on, so that's kind of nice.
Then obviously people have mentioned, and you mentioned, the mono-boobed Emperor children as well.
There's a little suggestion of stuff going on there. Maybe what they're going to look like,
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
smart thing to do to give a little idea of a
it
future
is
release. Yeah.
quite clever, isn't it? Because they wouldn't put it on there unless it was redolent of miniatures. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the way the company works, right?
Well, before this, they
So
did show off the shoulder pads as well, didn't
they
they? I can't
did.
remember. I can't remember when they showed off them, but
About a
I mean,
week
there's
They
not much to
did.
say apart from here's some shoulder pads, and you go, I know
Right.
what those are.
Yeah, it's not much, but I mean, it's just nice to have confirmation, and we know that they're coming,
Christmas.
in Games Workshop terms, relatively soon. We're at least going to get a reveal very soon,
We're
right?
seeing them. You and the rest, the three of us, has talked on the Facebook chat, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's obviously going to be Slanesh.
There's got to
obviously.
be. There's got to be some reveal. at
What
Christmas,
else are you going to do for your big
surely.
Christmas reveal?
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I
if they
mean-
just revealed one hero for the Fire Slayers? Happy Christmas! He is a Fire Slayer Lord.
Yeah.
Woo!
God, yeah.
Ain't no way.
No.
If
They've
they
got
wanted to do
it,
something
surely.
big, they'll show
Yeah.
at least one Emperor's children
Yeah.
do one.
Yeah, God, maybe the updated Noise Marines, maybe
Yeah.
a Lord mini or something,
Again, it might just be one miniature. It's like one
Yeah.
standard Emperor's Children Space Marine. Here's the shoulder pad we showed you,
Yeah.
and here's the rest of the thing. There you go. Maybe it's just one. Maybe it's the full like release. Who knows?
Yeah.
It'll be
Who
something.
knows? It will be something. They've dropped
Yeah.
too much, haven't they, recently? They've really dropped too much for it not to be that,
January 2025. So we were wrong, guys. They didn't show us anything. Egg on our face. I guess we're not going to get them this year either.
Ah.
I think it'll be next year. I'm fairly sure.
2026 or 25? I'm just checking.
25.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
it
December
has to be.
2025, but yeah. It'll be Christmas Day 2025. They'll show up the Emperor's Children.
It's time.
Oh,
It is time.
Monkfin is right. Calling the Warp Spider Phoenix Lord Spider Gwen doesn't catch on. We've utterly failed as a community.
I'm up for that. She is gorgeous, isn't she? Just-
Yeah. Oh, it's stunning. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. People have been waiting for a long time for this, and they've more than collected.
Oh yeah.
And it's always been one of those things
where.
where, like, fluff-wise, it's always just been this great honking gap, right? Because there had to be one. That's the way the aspect shrines work. They were started by one warrior who specialized in a certain form of combat and became like the high monk, the high priest of that form of combat. So, and they became the Phoenix Lords. So Azuman, Karandras, etc. There
So it's all
had to
gonna be
be
brand
one
new
for the
lore
Warp
for her, right?
Spiders.
Like
Yeah,
all completely
totally.
new. Nice.
All new. She's never been mentioned before. There's barely been a reference to any Phoenix Lord for the Warp Spiders ever. So, it's just odd, isn't it? It's just a really strange gap.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And hopefully there's going to be a Karandras as well.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Because he's going to be really out in the cold otherwise, isn't he? I mean, it's a lovely mini. It's one of my favorite Phoenix Lords, but it's old and it's tiny.
Yeah, it needs desperately to be updated. I can't see them not doing it.
Yeah, I can't. Not now the others have been done. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
But then again, as we all know, Games Workshop has a tendency sometimes to make strange decisions.
Yes.
Very.
That we
They
don't
can make
quite
some odd
fully-
decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is almost the entire range bang up to date. It's only things like the tank and whatnot that need redoing.
Oh, do the tanks? They're not desperately needing redoing.
They're
though,
not
are they?
desperate. They fit.
Yeah.
They fit
Yeah.
fine.
It's
But
like the
they
Imperial
are-
Guard. They could do with a new
Yeah.
Lehman Russ, really. The Eldari
Yeah.
could probably do with new tanks.
The new
Yeah.
Falcon. They could do with a new Falcon because do you know when that Falcon miniature was released? It was
2000
alongside. It was in fact the same issue that the Trish Morrison Bloodthirster was released.
Jesus.
Way back when.
98.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
about that time. It was
97.
around the same time as the third Edcorn Berserkers.
And they've been updated now as well.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn it.
yeah,
I'll have to think of new jokes now. Go.
yeah. I know, right?
Yeah, you're
And
gonna have
they're
to do some
lovely too, by the way.
Research. What shit hasn't actually been updated in decades?
Yeah. And what pisses
Lovely
me
stuff.
off, There's no new Henrik Kemmler.
Oh,
Heinrich Himmler.
Heinrich. I'd love to see him back. He's such a good character.
He's
I'd
great.
love to see him AOS, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I want to see him just turn up as like a
It's
spirited.
so easy to do.
Yeah.
So easy to do. I mean, he betrayed Nagash at the end of the old world. Nagash holds a fucking grudge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason why he wouldn't have snatched Heinrich's soul from the end of the old world and has been eternally torturing it for God knows how many decades. And maybe Heinrich gets out somehow, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's how
There,
you
done.
get the weird Frankenstein zombies and stuff that
There,
we thought we were
right.
going to get in Underworlds.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're still waiting for
mean,
the Shadow Elves. So
oh my
yeah.
God. Now that,
No,
if you want to talk
you're,
that's
about
the
great
AOS
honking
joke.
gaps, you know, that is a
you're
great,
waiting for the Shadow Elves.
massive abyss of a gap, right?
I'm waiting for the Chaos Dwarfs, god damn it.
Oh, but we know they're coming. As for the Umbraneth, I don't know.
No, me neither. They're a weird one, aren't they? It's like
It's
they're-
really strange. They're in the background. They're in the background all the time. They're a key part of the background. Malekith, or Malarion as he now is, has been in the background consistently since the very beginning of
Mhm.
AOS, and he's done some significant things. He just hasn't had a mini.
No, it's baffling, absolutely baffling.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? His mum's out there, so you know, so why not?
Your mum.
I know,
Yeah.
right? That's got to be embarrassing. And
Your
you turn
mum's
up to
been
like a
released.
gathering of the gods, and your mum gets there first.
I feel like
Jesus
your mum's been
Christ.
released is like the best insult you ever heard.
Uh,
Look at you. You've not been released, but your mum
don't
has.
talk back to your mother.
It being Marathi, she's probably been released a
Yeah.
few times, if you know what I'm saying.
It probably
well,
has,
yes,
yeah. Well, she was the high priestess of the cult of Slaanesh at one time, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yes, so everything's been done, and she's done everything.
Oh yeah.
So-
Well, she was actually in the belly of Slaanesh for a long time, so
Oh,
yes.
I bet she was. Wee, lads. I don't know what that means, but
She went back
we'll work it.
into devour all of her husbands. So read into that what you will.
Yeah, and got chopped in half in the process,
That's a little less sexy, but
Well, it was by her old
broken half.
husband,
Old husband broke her in half. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's better. That's a better phrasing of
there you
it.
go.
There you go.
Split her in two.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on.
Mhm.
So, George, where can people find you if they so wish to find you in this great
Oh!
wide world that we
Oh my god.
dwell upon?
Excellent. You can find me at Exaggerated Elegy, where there are lots of podcasts about media and horror. We're currently doing a very late edition of our Spooktober season. We normally do it around October, but we've all been busy. And we're doing a folk horror season. So we've done
Ooh.
Midsummer, we've done Blood on Satan's Claw, we're going to be doing The Wicker Man tomorrow, we're going to be doing Pender's Fen. We're going to be doing loads of British folk horror, effectively. Some of it really old, some of it really new. It's going to be loads of fun. My published work, my short story collections, you can find links to at strangeplaygrounds.com, or if you go to the Evil Empire of Amazon and type in George Daniel Lee, you'll find my Amazon author page where there are links to the short story collections and all the anthologies I've been published in. If you go to Arrow Films and go to the Hellraiser section, you'll find the Quartet of Torment, UHD, and Blu-ray set. And me and my pal Kit Power, we are on the Hellbound disc on the featurette Hell is What They Wanted. And if you go over to gingernutsofhorror.com, you will find my ongoing series of non-fiction articles, My Life in Horror. And also, if you just want to chat, come and find me at Blue Sky exclusively now, I'm afraid, at Exaggerated Elegy.
Nice. Andy, where can
Um,
people find you if they so wish to raise you from the dead to be the first in a series of unfortunate events to bring back the dinosaurs in zombie form?
Oh my god. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy. Also on the Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, which is on those same places, and the ccbunker.weebly.com for Moonbase 2 stuff for Transformers and whatnot. I probably won't
remember
be
you
streaming
did
this
that.
week just because of the nonsense of like having my bathroom redone and needing to be up super duper early. So I'm probably just not going to stream while that's getting done and then come back later.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking that I remember making that website for you many
The
thousands
Weebly
of
one.
years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
As for myself, you can find my personal stuff at ADNickel on Instagram. You can find my first book, Pig Iron, is out on Amazon. Just search for Pig Iron by ADNickel. It is a collection of poetry, short form fiction, art, a game of Find the Pig. Yeah, it's a very strange, silly experience. Go and have a go. Go and have a look at it. People seem to like it, so yay! My second book should be out in February.
Oh god, is our next show going to be the Fluffies?
We should probably
getting
have
there.
one more before the Fluffies.
Like
Um,
the Christmas reveals in
yeah.
quotations that are probably
Yeah.
happening.
I think
Okay.
we'll probably get one if not two out before the Fluffies. We shall see. But speaking of the Fluffies are now open for you
Oh
to
my God.
vote. If you go to the website, thefluffenhammer.com, you will find at the very, very top of the page there is a article that will stay there until 4th of January, where you can give your answers for the best, worst, and most middling things in the hobby over the last year. As always, the batshits are well appreciated. I love batshit answers. They make me very happy. I don't think we're going to ever get better than the weird story-stroke poem that we got last year, which was just beautiful. Just truly beautiful. You can find the Fluffenhammer anywhere, on Threads, on Blue Sky, on Facebook, on Instagram. We have a Patreon, and the Patreon has a show that comes out weekly where I discuss a article with a guest or somebody I've managed to drag off the streets about an article from White Dwarf. You can get that for $2 a month, literally less than a bottle of Coke. Come on, give us £2. You know you want to, and that's me done shilling. Because shilling makes my skin crawl. It's really nice. There is literally 1,000 things up on the Patreon. I noticed that the other day. There is 1,000 things on the Patreon.
That's good. That's good bang for your buck. That is.
Yeah.
Sign up.
So-
Gruff needs a new PC desperately.
Yeah, it's dying quickly. Yeah, so with all that being said, we will get the hell out of here and let you enjoy your evening. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
listening,
guys.
if indeed you still are. Good night.
Bye bye.